Drama.
theme is a WGI Joe theme. I think that's my favorite GI Joe theme of all time.
Which one?
It's called Glory Unseen. It was from GI Joe Valor versus Venom.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a song about loyalty and brotherhood. All right,
There you go, man. There you
fighting
go.
by each other's sides.
Nothing builds brotherhood faster than looking after each other's backs.
Yeah,
The heat of
that's
combat.
what song's about. But it's a
I
really
have a lip balm that's in the shape of a mushroom.
okay Mushroom Kingdom type thing.
No, it was an Alice in Wonderland thing.
Yeah. All I have here is some pumpkin brownies made from America, audience. Yay.
Do pumpkins even come from America?
I grew them, so yeah, they are from America.
No, originally,
Yeah.
did they come from America?
I need to look up the origin of that.
I'm doing it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Audience, by the way, me and Jake are gonna be carrying today.
Hey, I brought in 3 books for tonight, so
Yeah, I'm talking about 5+ issues, 5.5 issues of a book.
I requested 2 Bionicles, but I only see 1 slot. I just don't want to.
Okay, gotcha. No, all right, you could mix that in between. Sorry, came in a little late. You know,
that's all good.
Today was an extremely busy day. You know,
I'm trying to follow the order you do it in, but we have an odd amount of books. I will put it. Wait, you said you had 5 issues?
5.5.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, I'm putting it here. You're gonna have a whole lot of time.
Okay. Man. So
Okay.
I was listening to an interview from Mark Miller the other day, and I'm thinking to myself, you know what? Maybe some properties are best left for the public domain once they reach that status. You know, because I constantly hear him saying like he has this really great Superman pitch, right, for a story. But he's gonna wait for Superman to be in the public domain to actually tell the story. Because if he does it right now, that story will belong to DC. So I mean, hey, just have to wait 13 years. But hey, it's coming. It's coming.
I don't know the ins and outs about public domain law, but don't they just renew it or something if they wanted to?
Well, I mean, you just have to have a version of. They'll try.
They're just gonna do what Disney does with Mickey Mouse.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is gonna be a version of Superman that they can use.
Yeah.
No, it's gonna be most likely they're going to do what Disney does with the Mickey Mouse. Because I don't know if people remember Mickey Mouse, that name specifically, not Steamboat Willie or whatever the fuck else they did, was supposed to be released to public domain like 40 years ago. Right. And it just keep getting it extended, basically. DC's not going to let anyone else create Superman.
Yeah. We'll see what happens.
Okay.
What would tell us, audience? What would you do if your favorite character reaches public domain status?
I'm not sure.
Comics that I want.
A lot of the stuff that I'm into, I'm fine where it is. I don't really have a problem.
Gotcha.
I don't know.
Ain't nobody trying to see what some random person on YouTube online wants to write with Spider-Man, okay?
We do get Spider-Man fan movies anyway. So,
Jake won't reach the Spider-Man canon. I know.
I mean, it's not like people create whatever Spider character they could think of off the top of their heads in the first 5 minutes,
That's true.
No, I think that's part of the reason why they keep cramming out so many different versions of Spider-Man. They just want to get all the ideas out, so by the time he gains
no one can have a Spider-Sona, guys.
Pretty much, yeah.
I was watching this video. Speaking of Spider-Man, I was watching this video called "Was Spider-Man Nerfed in Spider-Man 2?" The answer was yes.
I have an unholy Spider-Sona that no one's gonna know about.
But the answer was yes. But what the guy who did, he was doing like actual like research on it, like he was comparing all the feats, justified feats to incorrect to clearly nerfed.
Yeah.
And what he found was like it's just that like apparently Spider-Man has more screen time than the others, because Miles actually does have not equal, but he has like I think 4 losses and like only one of them seems justified. If
Anyways, how are y'all doing?
Really?
Which can you hear me?
Since it for some reason got all quiet, that was weird.
No, which we could hear. Wait, we could hear Jake.
Oh, can you hear?
I can't hear Jake.
Oh, what's going on?
Yeah. You might want to log out and come back in then. Which?
Me, I can hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Everyone else can hear Jake. You can't hear Jake.
Hang on, I'm gonna.
Fuck. Hold on.
Yeah. Come back in.
No.
But he found it interesting that also Miles also had some like unexcusable feats as well. Unexcusable losses as well.
Yeah.
His interpretation was that it came down to. Which can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
His interpretation was that it came down to the writer himself because his thing seems to focus more on like what works for the story than actual power scaling. Because it seems like some of the issues that was in this one, power scaling wise, was not in Miles or Spider-Man 1.
You watched a video to justify the most obvious thing of all time. They wanted to justify both of Miles and Peter getting a power up.
Yeah, and so I just thought it was interesting because a lot of people talk about Peter getting nerfed, and people weren't talking about like Miles' thing.
The problem with him getting nerfed isn't more just him losing. It's that how they present Miles. It's the insecurity about Miles.
Mm-hmm.
And Miles can keep getting stronger, his own natural thing. You have to justify Peter getting a whole alien, all this other stuff. You have to fight the same enemies.
Mm-hmm.
And then the game ends talking about Peter's going to go, take a break.
Mm-hmm.
And at the time, we're going to get DLC, but we're not getting that more. So I really feel like Peter was just gone.
Wow.
Yeah,
it felt like this was supposed to be the quote unquote passing the torch.
Yeah,
Ooh.
I don't disagree.
So it's like Peter went out kind of sad.
Yeah, I disagree. I just found the video interesting. I like the way he broke it down. That was pretty much it. But,
you gotta think about like with theater, you have like what 60 years worth of material to work off with. Like I know Miles is popular now, but he has what 20 years, a little bit over 20.
Then he came out like 2013.
Yeah, I don't think Miles is 20 years old yet, right?
No, he's been around since the end of the Ultimates, which is an early 2000s sort of universe. So
I'm googling, audience. We're gonna have to prove.
Just
okay.
It's not that big a deal.
Yeah, Google how old is Miles real quick. This is the audience knows.
It's really just people not being comfortable with the passing the torch, and it's something hard to do because of how Miles is tied to Peter's death when it comes to all this stuff too.
Over a decade old, but not.
He's 14 years old.
He is 14 years old. He is a freshman in high school.
Yeah.
Oh my God! It's only been since 2011 he debuted. Just a little bit over. 2 years.
That's the problem when people have with Miles being pushed so hard.
Yeah. Wow.
I don't think people realize how recent Miles still is when it comes to comic books.
Yeah.
I can't think of an iconic story for the guy yet. He probably has one people are like, yeah, this is the Miles story.
When he literally saves him and his family's life by giving a cosmic entity a 3-day-old burger from his
that's not Miles' story.
Yeah, that was
that's a byproduct of Reed Richards' story.
Yeah. Yeah, we're talking about
I don't remember reading from that book.
Secret Wars is literally just Reed versus Doom.
Yeah.
Why in my fucking room?
Well, I'm thinking more like what's his black suit saga? You know what I mean? What's his last hunt story? That's
the problem. The problem with Miles' situation is that you can't think of a Miles exclusive story because they always want to kind of cram in hand-me-downs from Peter's story. Hey, he had his own clone saga. He had his own Carnage symbiote. He had his own version of a Black Cat. All that stuff. Yada yada.
No.
But it is what it is. Hey guys, how's it going? That's funny.
Yeah. All right. Well, since we're all here, you guys just want to get started?
Yeah, we've been here.
Okay.
What are you talking about?
Cool. Anyway, okay, let me get us officially started. Welcome to Comic Fanatic Live, the news and reviews of the week, audience. You're here with me, Cryptid Seeker 415. Go make your pumpkin brownies. There you go.
It's not even Halloween yet. No Thanksgiving yet. Canadian Thanksgiving just passed, so if you're Canadian, pop off.
Hey, fall is pumpkin is a fall sort of treat anyway. So yeah, I officially started eating pumpkins on October.
Thanksgiving is a lie.
Have you not seen a Home Depot? They already started selling pumpkins earlier this month.
They're already selling Christmas stuff, Cryptid.
They're selling pumpkins because you need to make jack-o'-lanterns in time for Halloween.
Yep.
Not to eat them.
Christmas stuff is crazy though, which I heard.
I told you, Thanksgiving's alive, bro. We're skipping it.
But they only care about Black Friday.
No, yeah, Black Friday. Hey, you know what? I care about Black Friday too.
You guys know what I'm doing on Black Friday? Working. That's what I'm doing.
I'm sorry.
I think most people work on Black Friday unless they take the day off. It's not a national holiday.
I don't care about Black Friday, so.
But next up is me, Jake Tylenol. I was gonna say the legend, but I'm not old enough to be a legend, bro. I can't. I'm not even a myth.
Anybody can be a legend. You know, it's not about age.
I think does it have to be like a couple, like was it 100 years to be a legend or something, bro?
No.
Oh.
People call people legends all the time. You see modern day legends.
All right.
I'm not going.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay, Austin. That's Austin. Bricky Wall.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is. I'm Richter, also known as the Witch of Jotunheim, pronouns they, he, and I don't really got much to say, but go read Elfquest. There you go.
And together,
I'm also upset about something, but that would be the first topic.
And together we form the Phanarics, and we talk about the news and reviews of the week. Oh, what's that? There's no news this week.
There's one news.
There's a lot of news. Kirby just didn't want to talk about it.
Oh, okay. Well, since there's news that we don't want to talk about, we're doing comic reviews today. Guess so. We're doing comic reviews, or book reviews. We review a lot of stuff here. Listen, we do have well, not a lot. I should say, actually, it's pretty light. We have we're gonna be talking about Captain America. I got through 2 Bionicle books. We were talking about One World Under Doom. Jesus Christ! Sometimes I forget this event's still going on. And we also have.
We talk about every Fantastic Four book too.
Yeah. And we also have Elfquest, which is giving us a 5-issue special.
5.5.
5.5. 5.5.
This ain't grade school. That half don't mean nothing.
Be grateful. I'm gonna be doing a lot of talking, so if you don't like my voice, too fucking bad, bitch.
And we also have, of course, the G.I. Joe, a real American hero.
So why do you put it last?
I mean, I didn't put it last.
Hey, we start the comics off with the America's Greatest Hero and end it off with America's Greatest Team. There you go. Now that's why.
You're saying we need G.I. Joe versus Captain America?
Start with the best, end with the best. You know, start and end with the best.
Yeah, but they end with the rest. I heard that.
Speaking of what's best, it's best for you to subscribe to our social media. Ain't that right, Witch?
Yeah, let me put down my tiny jar of Nutella to tell you, I guess. I'm not kidding. I have a little small thing of Nutella. Anyway, subscribe here, I guess, if you want. I don't really care. Austin might care, though, but I don't care. You can also find us on Twitter at ComicFanatic69. We post updates occasionally, like the update where we only have 1 episode this week. Woo! I can do TikTok lives at like 6 p.m. Yay! Anyways, you can find me on my Twitter at Witch of Jotun with an E instead of a U. I post stuff on there occasionally. Rate my outfit from yesterday on a scale of 1 to 10 if you see that tweet, by the way. You can also find me on Instagram and TikTok at witch_of_Jotunheim. You can find me on Tumblr and Blue Sky at North Star Aria. You can find me on my Ko-Fi at Witch of Jotunheim if you want to support the cause of me potentially getting my cavities filled. I got cavities, unfortunately. Support that. I also have commissions open. Hit me up on Instagram. Thank you. You can find Austin and Krypton in the same spots as always. And Jake,
what's up?
Are you hanging out with the Transformers? Or are you hanging out in a random place with Bionicle people?
We're on a new island in Bionicle right now, and as per usual, ever since I left Metro Nui, this universe has been getting shittier and shittier. Okay,
I believe it.
Where's my utopian city, bro? I miss it.
You fucking tell me, man. I'm trying to eat my tiny jar of Nutella while I talk about elves.
Well,
because I am not an elf. I am a Jotun. There's a difference.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. But anyway, alrighty then. I guess now that we got that out of the way, let's start off with the topics, audience. Let's start off with the first and last of the media news. So, who wants to announce this one?
Bye Ultimate Universe.
Yep. The Ultimate Universe details on ending. So,
Can I
quote-unquote.
say something real quick? Can I say something?
Go ahead.
If my dates are correct and if my math is right, my book Ultimate X-Men will be ending the day before my birthday.
Oh wow!
Wait, hang on, Wish. That deserves some celebration. Okay.
No, I actually like this fucking book. After this book ends, the only Marvel book that I'm going to be actively reading is fucking Helverine, assuming that keeps going. One book.
There you go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I barely have any books to talk about half the time.
Quality over quantity, and I did hear that soundtrack in the background, Jake. So kudos.
I know it's working.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
at least likes Ultimate X-Men. We all found out at the same time.
Yeah. I mean, the only books I was reading for Ultimates was just obviously Ultimate Spider-Man. So, yeah. So audience, like, to get more details, like this was announced by like Dennis Camp, who gave a little bit more details onto this.
No, someone leaked it on Twitter first, and then it got officially announced.
Okay. Which, Austin, you want to shed more details onto this?
I don't know what you want me to say. They're all ending.
Oh, okay. Well,
next year. They're all ending at like issue 24 or something.
Yeah.
Like that.
I mean, from what I was able to hear on the article that was posted, it sounded like from Dennis Camp that he did have a lot more stories in mind going further, but, you know, hey, Marvel. Yep. Hey, Marvel, you know, it wasn't his call. You know, Marvel announced, yeah, we had a deadline for, you know, all the Ultimates lineups, like to fit in line with the Maker coming back. And, you know, right now we're at that point.
Thing is, I think Marvel saw what happened with the original Ultimate Universe, and I was like, that one ended way too late. That that universe was 10 years too long. We're not doing that shit again.
Yeah.
That's my theory.
Yeah, that's one way to look at it. I mean,
16
for me,
Crash Fire.
I mean, yeah, let's be honest. Like, this isn't going to be the official end of this universe. We're going to see it resurrect in some form or continue on. I mean, and just like
no,
the
they're
original,
just going to put the Spider-Man from that universe into 616.
Yeah, the Peter.
Yeah, they're gonna put a Spider-Man character in there. I'm placing my bets.
No.
They're gonna put Gwen Stacy. They're gonna put Gwen Stacy Mysterio or whatever the fuck it is.
Oh yeah, I kind of forgot. Like, Miles brought in what, like 5 boxes from the Ultimate Universe and brought it to 616. So we have to see that storyline pan out in some adaptation, you know.
Or if we're lucky, we'll see Maystorm.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, hey, this follows much in the same line as the original Ultimates, where yeah, the universe ended, but Marvel was careful to kind of select, like, you know, the characters they wanted to continue on. In the original Ultimates, it was Miles and of course the Baker, and well, yeah, I guess those were the only 2 that really carried on after that.
2 things, in my opinion, that ended well from the original Ultimate Universe. Okay, 1, Miles. Obviously, we know this. Yeah. 2, Ultimate Colossus dating Ultimate North Star. That was the only other good thing, in my opinion. And 3, that it ended. That was the 3rd thing.
Do you guys think we'll ever get an event between this Ultimate Universe going up against like 616?
No, I don't want that.
No, you're probably gonna get it. You're probably gonna get like some fights between them. I feel.
Yeah, you know.
If I cosplay any female character, it's gonna be Ultimate Nico. Bet.
Gotcha.
What if?
Why are you showing this?
That ain't happening anytime soon.
Let's see, what else could we draw from this? I mean, I'm sure if I had to place my bets on any of the characters that were introduced in this adaptation Ultimates making its way into a media platform, you know,
why are you showing this?
Charlie.
Yeah, look, pretty much Charlie. I think.
Why are you showing this?
Give me She-Hulk. Give me Charlie. Give me Ultimate X-Men. We're good. That's all I want.
Yeah.
Doing what? The topic?
Yeah, the topic that's not on the list.
Yeah,
it's on the list.
I copied and pasted all the topics. I don't know where this was.
Yeah, it's Ultimate.
My bad. I got cut off
for the past 5 minutes.
That was my fault. It got cut off when I copied and pasted it. That's right.
Oh, okay.
I'll be right back. All I gotta say is, rest in peace, Ultimate X-Men. You were great, Peach. I am so sorry. I wish you didn't have to find out the way that everyone else did by that leak.
He didn't find out. She already knew.
Regardless. Yep. I love that book, and I would plan on rereading it all the time. This is one of my comfort comics. Trust. I'm gonna go use the restroom. I'll be right back.
Gotcha.
The point was Spider-Man, X-Men, and Black Panther was going in at 24 or 25, regardless.
Yep.
They were expecting the universe to end after the Maker stuff.
Okay.
But I just see it as that was Jonathan Hickman brought up.
Yep.
But those 3 comics are always going to end. I just see it as them going to reset and do more number ones.
Of course.
It's because realistically, the Maker's probably not going to lose.
Yeah, doesn't he have like 1,000 years of experience in that time bubble or whatever he's got? That's why I heard
Jesus. Like, at this point, who's smarter than the Maker anymore? You know, like
they had all the time in the world to plan for him to come out, but he also had all the time in the world to plan. So,
at this point, who's smarter than the Maker? I mean, like even before this, like I still recall in the original Ultimate Universe when Reed was descending into becoming the Maker, he did the same thing, right? He had his own pocket dimension where he spent years after years after years in there, just getting smarter and smarter and smarter. You know,
he literally perfected human.
There you go. You know, audience, Reed. I mean, the Maker, dude. He is unhinged, Reed. You know, damn. Pray to whatever God you pray to that our version of Reed didn't end up going the route of the Maker. You know,
I tried to stop him, but y'all wouldn't listen to me. This is what a Reed is capable
of. Oh man, yeah. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, all things eventually have to come to an end. I mean, I still don't believe that they're ending the universe. Let's be honest, audience. As Austin pointed out earlier. Hey, number 1 treatments, because like, hey, they're going to be adding tons of variants for once those come up, you know. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. Who would you guys?
I think it's one of the best, to be honest.
Oh, what was that, Austin?
I think internet is for the best.
Yeah, you know, you want to get.
I think internet because like you're really competing with Absolute right now, and only one book is really doing well against them, like did Spider-Man really.
Yeah,
I would say Indie for right now, but don't close the universe off.
Exactly.
And use these writers and these ideas that you think were so good and fresh in the main universe and probably fix that.
Exactly, you know.
Oh, this is
we'll see as time goes on. You were saying something?
No, I'm gonna miss this fucking universe, dude. It was way better than the original.
Gotcha. But all right.
But minus Ultimate Wolverine. I didn't fuck with that book, unfortunately. Sorry. You tricked me with a potential Aurora cameo, and then you told me it wasn't. I'm pissed.
It's all gotta go now.
It's on site.
From what I was understanding from other reviewers, they're like saying like Ultimate Wolverine felt more like an X-Men book, you know, with some
basically was
a traditional X-Men book. To say.
The traditional one, yes.
But I think that was the point, though, to be honest.
Because
a lot of as much as Wick like
would have done something else with it.
I mean, there's only so much else you can do with Wolverine, who has like dozens of books on at the moment, you know. So
to make an analog horror series.
Well, I think what also, if I'm not mistaken, you're getting at the fact that it was just to appease those the traditionalists of X-Men, while the other people who are fans of the Ultimate X-Men got their thing. Is that what you're getting at?
Basically.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Every book's not meant for everybody. You know, people don't have to act like they are.
Yep. So yeah, they try giving the offhands the best of both worlds. So
at least these books didn't get canceled after 10 fucking.
Yep.
What?
But
Nothing.
Gotcha. But alright then. You guys have any final thoughts?
The only 4 books got canceled. Spider-Man, X-Men, and Black Panther have always played in the end at 25.
Yep.
No. I was talking about like all out of all my books. This one didn't get canceled after like 10 issues. So
That's true. You got to get an actual conclusion that was planned from the start.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
At least I'm getting.
I don't like that. At best, they're going to reset the universe, or people are going to come over to the main universe. So it's going to be all right.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
I better see my girls. I'm
sure if they could carry over anything, it would be the Ultimate X-Men.
I want to see my girls. I want to see Charlie as well. No, I'm also talking about She-Hulk as one of the girls. I want to see her too. Pull up. That's all I care about. My girls and Charlie. That's all I care about.
There you go.
Gotcha.
I stand on business.
But alright then, guys. You guys have any final thoughts before we move on?
No.
Alright then.
I need
to
make sure I'm hydrated enough before my 5 issues.
Yeah.
He like a fake Viltrumite with a helmet on.
I know.
So he was floating from a floating
Take
planet.
your time. Take your time. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, which you rest up over there. You gotta have a long one.
Gotcha.
Long is an understatement of a
Get yourself hydrated. Get yourself hydrated. So anyway, all right, audience. With that, we'll move on to the first comic of today. So, Captain America issue number 4, legacy numbering 775. Audience. This has been the cover I've been most waiting for the longest time. I just wish I could get like a poster of this without like the lettering in the background, because it is a dope cover. And even in my comic book shop, right? Like, dude, I literally bought every variant cover they had of this issue. Let me treat you guys to a glimpse. These are some of the variants they had. Right here, got that one, and got this one. Kind of like the two standing side by side, this and that. It was cool. But anyway, so we're here to talk about issue number 4. Wow, I like, for better or for worse, I like the direction that they're going to with David or not. I gotta admit, this story is intense, really. We start off picking up from, the past, after the incident that happened with David, having kill off his comrade after the shooting of that kid who may or may not have been a child soldier. We get like David in front of the colonel, right? Like this event got kind of brushed aside, and they told David, look, we can't have you going into the public for a while now. It's going to have to be black op missions for you going forward. And ordinarily you would get discharged, but there was already a lot of investment into you, the serum, the shield, and that stuff, which is more of a realistic take of what would have happened to John Walker in the MCU, really. You wouldn't have just gotten fired or disgraced or the way he did.
I'm sure if Valerie wasn't around, he probably would have gotten something later.
Yeah, pretty much. And yeah, the sergeant himself is like, giving him the spiel about, look, you're still my Captain America, David. So just take some time off for now to cool your head.
With John, I think with John and MC, I think it was more like a public thing, but I'm sure he would have gotten some Black Ops jobs over time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So anyway, with that, we get back to the present, where Dr. Doom is scheduling a public execution of the rebel leaders. The people who were trying to take down his empire. He gives the whole spiel about like peace, prosperity. These men and women think you shouldn't have these things. That unending turmoil should be your world. They want democracy. A country where fools and philosophers have equal say. Nothing ever changes. And then the rebel leaders like shouting, people should have control over their destinies, Doom, their lives. The Doom is like saying, everything you could ever need is provided to you by Doom.
Will I get dental?
Which I'm sure he's going to want to make sure your body is nice and healthy. Definitely,
I just want dental. Really, at the moment, we'll get to the rest of that later. First dental, and then we'll talk.
Listen,
Doom does have a 401k plan.
With Doom comes a impressive healthcare package. Okay.
Yeah.
I just need dental and gender transition, and then that's all I want right now.
Yeah. I mean, farmers like to keep their chickens and cows like nice and healthy too. Audience. So yeah.
Speaking of which, maybe I'm jumping ahead of the gun here, but in one world under Doom like ushered in like world peace and all that shit, right? Like, how are people gonna feel when that's over? And like they got to go back to like, paying for health.
You mean on Marvel don't talk about it?
Right.
We have to have Trump as our president again.
But anyway, so this is where Doom is now issuing that this rebel leader be sentenced to death. But before his gunman could pull the trigger, Captain America steps in, man, and fights like nobody dies tonight, So it's a big fight between
Dr. Doom. People did die tonight.
Yes, but not in Captain America's watch.
Not in front of me, to be fair.
Okay. Let's see. Let me just bring up that picture. Look at that nice epic battle pose right there.
Latvia versus America to the death.
Yeah, this is Rocky versus Drago, audience. The spirit of America versus the spirit of Latveria. It was cool. But while Captain America is issuing his basically a one man against the government situation here, you have David Colton and the rest of his Howling Commandos. They're going off to finish the mission, which was to rescue the remaining hostages from the U.S. hostages, right? I did like this one quote, when they were fighting off against Doom's army. Let me see if I can bring up that quote. They were getting heavily fired upon by the Latvian soldiers, and the Snake Eyes wannabes like telling David, "Dude, can't you just throw the shield and knock like 5 of them off at once?" And David's like saying, "Look, that's the other guy. Chill. I throw this shield, and they suddenly got a shield." Yeah. Prior to what a certain other comic.
Yeah, you're telling me you can ricochet. Sam had to learn how to do it super hard. And this dude just can't do it at all.
Well, prior to what a certain other series tried stating, like mastering the shield is not an easy feat. It's not just Sam who had difficulty. It was also Bucky and John. They both had to get serious amount of training, and even at their peak, they weren't able to master the ricochet shot as well as Steve did.
That's why I liked how Sam does it with his wings. Like he incorporates that with his own unique.
Yeah, true. Like in the movies, yes, but also in the comics, he had to make up for the lack of trajectory of the shield by relying on Red Wing to go and retrieve the shield during the midst of the fight.
Right.
So David, I really wish we just got a whole origin story on this guy. The training he had to have gone through, the exact material he's working with, because I doubt it's the shield he has is a unique alloy. I would think it would be pretty cool if you told me it actually is the strongest metal on Earth, which is tungsten. It's the real life strongest metal. Audience.
Yeah, I'm about to say, bro, he ain't throwing around information shield like that.
Yeah,
But can you throw a tungsten like that too?
To be fair, regular people, the average man, if he worked out just casually, can hold a tungsten cube.
Well, I'm more talking about can tungsten ricochet like the Cap shield can. Right.
Well, at that point, you'll just add something to the rim of it then to make it be able to do that.
Okay.
This is probably one of the reasons why this David doesn't exactly throw the shield that often, Jake.
Yeah, Jake. When I throw it, hits. You understand?
Yeah. He throws it, it's going to be more of a straight line and more of a bigger impact. Because again, we don't know what the limitations of his serum is, audience. Because in history, there's still only one perfected super soldier, and that's Steve Rogers. Everybody else has a different variation of it. We
have Timu super soldier serum.
Well, to be fair, depending on how you look at it, some have. Like the affinity serum, which extends your life, is kind of crazy. It doesn't make you a stronger Steve, but it does extend your life.
Isn't John Walker physically stronger than Steve though?
yes, he's physically stronger, but it didn't affect like the mental capacity of it, because like that's the thing about Steve. It doesn't just affect you physically; it also like heightens your brain activity.
Yeah.
You know,
He can't see faster, Jake. Okay.
Okay, so he can throw a punch harder, but he can't see the punch coming.
hmm I mean, I'm just saying, like, give Captain America a week to study in any form of like, any form of knowledge in Marvel, and he'll be able to speak the language. So right. But anyway, so we're getting back to like the campaign. David and his team, they ended up finding those hostages. Colton's like, "It's okay. We're here to save you. Look, we'll get you out." And unfortunately, this is where the dark heel turn happens, because apparently, one of the agents that's with David, who's like, the Snake Eyes wannabe, he kills the guy. You're like,
Yeah.
fuck. Yeah, and this is where, like, basically, like, it goes to like, evil mad scientist territory, where these two agents just basically reveal everything in front of David, which I'm like, really?
That's why.
Really?
Let's talk about this, because we've been talking about this in the chat for a while.
Yeah.
So, Jake, Jake and Wish, the plan basically was America helped Doom beat their dictator and become the new head of Latveria.
Yes.
But Doom betrayed America, so they sent David and his team here to kill the senators, to make sure that anyone who knew that America was involved with Doom would be dead.
Oh, we're commentating on Afghanistan or like a Middle Eastern country.
No, I mean, this.
If it is, it's not like that in your face. It's really something big, like happened.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. Like America helping Doom was not like a new thing revealed here. We knew what happened. That happened. They revealed that before.
Okay.
Yeah, that's just always one thing that I always that now it just makes you bring up to anybody who's like saying, "Let's go to Latveria. Latveria is so much better than America." Well, America actually helped Doctor Doom get into power. So, how do you feel about that?
Yeah, bro. Anyone who says that doesn't realize you're going to live an Amish life.
Yep.
Listen, it's better because they don't have what we got. All right.
Mm-hmm.
You're
going to live an Amish life, and you're going to have a limited amount of like screen time on your.
Let me say some real shit. I dropped my phone in water 2 days ago, and now I'm going stir crazy in my room, bro. Like, I'm like, oh fuck.
Did you put your phone in rice?
Well, apparently I was told you don't do that. What you do is, for people who drop your phone in water, you put your phone in a bag and then put it in rice. Because the rice actually introduces dust particles. You don't just put it in the rice itself.
That's what I meant. No, you thought me just throw it in the rice bag?
Yeah, when everyone tells me that, I was like, oh, that's what I did at first. But apparently it might be fixed tomorrow, Wednesday. But that's I couldn't imagine living in Latveria for that reason, bro.
Yeah.
I would visit Latveria to go get the health care I want, and then I'll leave. I don't plan on living there.
I don't think you can leave.
No. Which?
Man, I need to I want to be able to at least talk with my friends online. I don't got a lot of friends.
You gotta live right on the edge of Latveria and just step man when you need healthcare.
You think the authorities of Latveria will be okay with people mooching off the system? Oh heck no!
I wouldn't say anything bad about them. I'll be like, I pinky swear I won't talk shit about Latveria if you let me get my teeth done.
But yeah, going back to what me and Austin were saying. That was the mission. But like one thing that I kept bringing up, which was the real skull scratcher for me, was okay, this is an extremely dark and brutal mission you're taking. The U.S. government is issuing. Why would you send two Captain Americas, both of which would never be okay with this? Like, keep in mind, Steve Rogers would never just sit idly by and let that happen. I mean, in the history of Cap, right, that's part of the reason why they assigned him Bucky, because Bucky was actually the person who did the undercover Black Ops missions.
The kid?
Yeah. He was a promising soldier.
Wasn't Bucky like a child? Well, like not like a child, but he was
Bucky was a talented soldier who actually kept up with the
but was still like 15.
I don't know about.
I don't care. The child children in wars all the time.
Yeah, I guess so. I just
But yeah, he did a lot of undercover assassination.
Put him in the child.
Yeah. they put him under Cap because one, nobody will expect like the kid to be the assassin, and then two, they also made sure that their top assassin is protected by the greatest soldier they have at the time. So it was kind of like a balancing out sort of moment. But yeah, that part.
Wait,
but yeah,
I think I give them credit for it in the sense of that Captain America isn't with them in a sense like that. By the time Cap got done fighting Doom, they've just been dead, and they could have just lied and said Doom did it.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's the point of seeing Steve. It really just feels like David's here, so they can kill David and also pin that on Doom, because I think they find him expendable because they already have Steve back now.
That is a plausible argument to be making, actually. I still have to wonder how come they didn't factor in the second David. David already has a history of going against his comrades if he feels they crossed the line. So that would be a conflict of interest if they they killed the hostages in front of David. I mean, what do you think David's going to do?
That was my problem. Why didn't he just kill David first?
Yeah,
They clearly knew he wasn't going to do what he said. Were they that confident they can beat a super soldier just randomly?
I know, right? Flat out audience, David kills those two Snake Eyes wannabes in this comic.
And when we say Snake Eyes wannabe, we mean full on. It's just the Snake Eyes suit, but different color.
Yeah, one was named Chill, and the other one I forgot her name. But yeah, so immediately, after one of them killed the guy, keep in mind, the guy was just there with his daughter too in this. So the other Snake Eyes wannabe had to kill the daughter as well. So, I mean, David's not going to have that. He completely executes the first Snake Eyes #1, and Snake Eyes #2 is going after to chase the girl to kill her. So, you have both Captain Americas on both sides of the country, having their own battles, I'll get back to David after I talk about the fight between Cap and Doom, Steve and Doom. Oh man, Steve is just he's really in the fight of his life right now because he's outnumbered with the Doom bots here, right? But I like that Steve plays to Victor's ego, and he's saying, "You won't kill me. It'll be you and your robot butlers it'll be just your robot butlers that did it. You say you looked up to me as a symbol, but what kind of symbol lets machines do his fighting for him? You want to be a real symbol for your people, Doom? Then be a man first."
I know you're playing me, but you're right.
It really bro. It really felt like that moment kind of gave up the guy card for Blue Eyes.
Yeah, Victor pretty much said it. Doom has no ego for you to toy with, but your point is sound. Doom is a symbol, so let us represent our nations. Yes,
your logic makes sense.
Yep, Latveria versus America.
He tried to say those. He's like, I'm not. It's not about my ego though. I just like how you said it.
Don't tell Reed Richards.
Oh my god. Yeah. So we get back and forth between David's campaign and Steve's campaign, and Steve, he's in the fight of his life right now against Dr. Doom. I know people are wondering hey, how are they making Captain America go toe to toe with Dr. Doom? Keep in mind, this is the early stages of the Marvel universe. This is
still right after he took over Latveria, so his suit's not really the upgraded suit with all the anti stuff. He looks only got the lasers. Why he knows the magic. It's not he's not the magical magician of all. Second to Doctor Strange stuff. He's not that guy yet.
Exactly. So also another win for Steve is during this fight, Doom does not care about the casualties that's going on around him, right? He's shooting lasers, causing houses to fall and crumbling. He doesn't care if some of his lasers actually hit some of the citizens, and Steve
Doom bots will fix them up and rebuild the buildings. Okay.
No, not just that. He'll just have those people he killed replaced by a Doombot. So hey, it's all good, all good.
50 years in the future, we're not there yet.
Yeah, but Steve, being who he is, he's actually saving the citizens of Latveria as much as he could. And Doom was like, "Oh, please, Captain America, the theatrics are a bit much, considering these people aren't even American. Like, that doesn't matter to him."
The quotes in this book was great.
Yeah. All right. So let's see. What was about this? What was about to go to? All right. So yeah, at one point, Doom has Steve by the neck. He's like saying, "I care for a country and its individuals understand sacrifice for a country, much like yours once did. America's lost their way, Cap, but perhaps Doom should liberate it next. Like, don't you dare, Doom."
Maybe I should liberate it in, maybe a couple of years, after the Marvel Universe is established, and maybe I'll make one.
No, to be fair, Doom did take over the universe, the world, like before.
Okay.
It was stopped by Wonder Man of all people.
I would love it. He was just like, maybe I should have one world under Doom.
Yep. But
you're joking, but after this arc ends, we're going to the fallout of that book. What modern day Doom and Cap.
Exactly, But this is also where you get another win-win for Jake's most hated rival, because as Doom is monologuing about his victory speech, Steve takes out a device from his pocket. That's right, he got a hacking chip to put on Dr. Doom's helmet from Reed Richards.
I did that Doom's on his knees and I slide in next to him. We're just like, Richard!
Pretty much. I mean, look, this device, this hacking chip isn't going to completely stop Dr. Doom, but it's going to stun him long enough for Captain America to really go town on him,
Yeah, it basically turned down his armor, so it's not defensive, it's just suit.
Pretty much. It got to the point where Steve didn't just beat him, he ripped Dr. Doom's mask off. And Doom was like, "No, this cannot be." Only for
funny, man, that would be the first time his mask got ripped off, and he melted into his face, and it had to hurt like hell.
Ooh, yeah, that's a nice attention to detail.
I feel like if Steve actually did this, then alongside Reed, then Steve would probably be his most hated enemy, right? He'd probably go after him.
Not really, in a sense.
Jake, if anything, this is just gonna make Victor hate Reed that much more, because Reed ended up helping his greatest hero beat the crap out of him.
I'm sure Doom would justify it that Reed beat him. With Cap's help.
Gotcha. Oh, and I like this picture, right? Where Captain America says, "Hey, Doom." Let me bring up the next picture. Reed Richards says hello as he punches him the same way he punched Adolf Hitler. Bam!
Talk about how the artist gave Steve the real perfect boxing form to throw that punch.
That is an elite form. That
is good. Yeah,
they don't do that often. They used to do the random haymaker. This is legit boxing form.
You got the waist in it and everything. I'm like, damn.
These whole body turn with a punch.
Yep. And Dr. Doom was monologuing in the last issue about how he respected Captain America for sticking it up to Adolf Hitler, only for the next issue to him reenact their most famous scene. Damn.
It's funny because also had that moment with Steve. People don't know. Steve was was going to genocide the world before. It was in the 80s, and he wanted someone to prove that humanity was worth it. And what he did was he had a beam that turned people racist. It revealed their true thoughts about mutants and stuff. And he hit Steve with it, and Steve's thoughts did not change. He still loved mutants and people.
Yep. I don't
to the point that Magneto just gave up and went home. He said, "You know what? I'm done."
I don't think he saw his purity. He shed a tear. A tear came out of his eyes.
I'm not.
I think he did. It's a very emotional panel for Magneto.
Steve is like, "I'm not trying to arrest you because you're a mutant, Magneto. I'm arresting you because you're a villain. Basically.
And maybe I
So,
am.
gotcha.
Yeah, so looking at the Captain America does not spare you from getting punched in the face. It's a big one.
Yep. So yeah, Doom ends up having his two Doombots fly him away after this humiliating defeat in front of his own people, right?
I do think
So
it's interesting that he used to have the Doombots not look directly like him.
well, I guess he just wants to spread his perfected image, I guess, at this point,
No, I know. It's just funny to think that over time you know what, you just be fake me for real.
I think it was more like after this fight, he's like, I don't want people calling me out.
I don't want to get punched first.
Right.
Gotcha. But anyway, so things are looking good from Steve's end. Like, he calls in Colton saying like Doom is down, like we could take the hostages. And that's where we're treated to the last
tweaking, Jake.
Yep. We're treated to the last page where
I think he's on something right now.
Yeah, Colton had enough. Like he said,
he took a nuke, bro.
Like he's like, I'm tired of being the bad guy, Steve. I'm so freaking tired. We can't leave. We need to fix this. Because keep in mind, audience, Steve is not aware as to what David had just learned about like the real mission here, So David, he's full of rage. His body's basically turning red, and he's saying,
"Yeah, his body is." Look at his face. You see, where it is. This dude's evolving, bro. He's turning into a Hulk, bro.
That has to be part of what the serum. That has to be part of what the serum he was given did. Probably, we'll probably see that in the next issue. But his monologue is like saying, "I can't go. I've got to stay. Don't you get it? It's the only way. I've got to stay and kill them all."
Yeah. It's funny. If we did a Captain America movie, like a reboot, like a trilogy, and we're not, Bucky's not on the table. We're not doing Bucky now.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind this guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think this could be like a perfect.
I still do Bucky. I'll just do Kid Bucky first film. And when you get to Monday, you do this story, because that's basically what this is.
Yeah.
Then you go get Winter Soldier, like the third film in that trilogy.
Yeah. I'm speaking of the story of David. Like, I am starting to see what Chip Zdarsky is doing, because look, I had to think about this over the week, right? Because okay, it's obvious like this version of Captain America is one that was corrupted by the war that he was in. Then in my mind, I'm thinking, wait, if you want to tell that story, why didn't you just use Nuke? Oh wait, they killed off Nuke in the MCU, so basically his character is retired. But this new guy, David Colton, might end up filling in that void. I mean, look, his body is physically changing into red. Like, god damn it. Is this what's going to be what separates his serum from what Steve has? Maybe? I don't know. All I know is the next issue cannot be his last appearance,
Yeah.
So we talked about this last week about, I think it was Dungeons of Doom that was announced. That was going to be the epilogue. It turns out Dr. Doom has like a hidden storage under his castle filled with things that he was keeping hidden. It wouldn't surprise me if David Colton ends up being one of those being a captive, maybe frozen. You could have David having his own man out of time story if that's the case, because many years had to have passed since the events of this story happened.
If you know anything about Marvel, there's some people in that dungeon that's been there for a long time. If they're going to reboot a hero or bring back a hero, this would be the only real time to do so, without just being like, oh, they're just fucking around for 10 years or something. Yeah.
You can have your own
Firestar. You just find you just get drunk or something.
You can have your own secret.
What's changed? TikTok? Is that Captain America?
You're telling me the greatest app in America is run by the Chinese?
Oh, dude.
The fuck is a Wakanda?
Yeah. So there is going to be an investment in David going forward. Now, going forward, Chip Zdarsky is the only one I could trust handling David, because he's giving David a nuanced approach, right? After Chip Zdarsky is done with his cap run, I actually kind of hope David retires because I'm not going to be able to trust any other modern day writer to handle David's story without turning him into a full on villain, you know? This kind of like reminds me of what Chip Zdarsky did in Spider-Man. What was it? Not one more day. Life Story, yes, where he did bring in Steve Rogers, and he did show what Steve Rogers would have done during the Vietnam Wars and this and that. And I think he's channeling that into David, where Captain America's answer was, "Look, I don't care if it's the Americans or the Viet Cong. No citizen is going to be caught in the casualty of this war under my watch." So I think that's what David's approach is going to be. Like, I'm not going to care if it's the Americans or another foreign army. I don't want to see civilians caught in the crossfire. And yeah, that's just the way I'm hopefully seeing it. Yeah, a lot of intensity here. You guys still hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. But yeah, I mean, it was. If I had to say one word about this arc, it is intense. It deals with a lot of dark sides, a lot of brutalities here. You want to see the hope in the darkness, which is what kind of like these two caps represent. Steve making the vow that in the world full of darkness, he wants to be the light. Well, David is now going to function from the
I should have been the one to fill your dark soul with light.
The only problem with the idea of them, if just they did make David specifically for the MCU, or the idea they're going to pick it up, I don't think he would have tied him to 9/11.
Well, that's going to be. You can't exactly do it with somebody like Nuke, right? Because he's from the Vietnam era, their grandfather said.
That's why I know why he did it, but it's like if the MCU does do that, they're not going to bring another.
Nah, they have to walk on eggshells when it comes
to some random MCU event they happen to watch.
The Battle of New York, bro.
Actually, yeah. I know we look at the Battle of New York from like glitz and glamour, like Superheroes Rising, but there had to have been a dozen people whose lives were forever changed.
If you remember early Phase 2, they would not stop talking about that. That was they literally talked about it. I love it. Like they're like, Cap 2 was like, the world will never forget what happened.
I did like that they added someone like Kate Bishop, right? Her life was forever changed from the events of the Avengers movie because Hawkeye saved her. So yeah. I can no, you know what? Fuck it. I can imagine David being one of the kids being held hostage by those Shitaris, where he had his own where Cap had his own battle sequence, before the Shitari threw a grenade at him. I can imagine that,
Are they gonna retcon it to where he's that kid in Captain America 2, where he whispered it, he smiled at him and said, "Shh."
Oh, that would be cool,
Yeah.
So yeah, hope. I'm invested in David's story.
Hopefully this isn't the end. I don't doubt Chip doesn't have a plan to bring him back. At least in his own book, it'll feel weird to set all this up, then kill him off in 5 issues. Really?
Yeah, that would be a waste of a character. But we'll see what ends up happening. Yeah, audience. Yeah. You have any final thoughts on this before we move on?
I like this guy. I'm invested in this guy's career. I will look at it with great interest.
Yeah. First appearance value here, audience. Yeah.
All right, then. Do fight. I do want them to throw shields at each other at the same time. And I want the vibrating shield to cut through his shield.
You want like that scene from the Suicide Squad where they shoot the bullets and then one goes through?
I think that will be a poetic symbolism right there, So, yeah. And looking from David's perspective, I don't think he will want to be looking at that shield anytime soon after what happened today. So it wouldn't work for his character,
I do think if he doesn't end up disappearing and being in the dungeon, I do think the best other option is just being Nomad. A man without a country was still just doing good where he thinks the world needs to be good to be done.
Yep, that is
How do
true.
you do
Because
that?
yeah, because is anybody really waiting to see that other nomad from the Lansing Kelly run? Like that
As
what
long
that
as he's not
android?
like the open deep V-neck, I think it's okay.
Put him in neck. Do
There
it.
you go.
Do it now. No
There
cowards.
you go. Yep. But anyway, so all right then. We have a lot of books to go over, so I think we should go on to the next book, audience.
So
So
wait, we told you take your time. You don't got anything else to say?
Yeah.
nah, I think Jake has waited long enough for this moment, so let's
Okay.
talk about the
Hello?
next book. Yeah.
Yeah.
Think there-
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. We got Reed.
There you go.
Did we not?
No.
The Joe in my book?
Damn it!
Hold on a second.
Damn it!
Wait. No,
That's a
the
lot
list
of
was.
photos.
Oh wait, no. The Witch's book was the third.
Yeah. Witch's book is fourth because you have 5 issues. So I was like, let me just do mine. You can go after.
Did you
Okay.
guys switch? Oh, you guys. Oh,
Well,
okay.
yours was third
No.
originally. Yours was third originally, and then I put my first Bionicle topic there because you were just gonna have 5 books, so I just put it there.
5.5. Okay,
5.5.
Just my bad, my B.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I'm gonna put back on my headphones. Let me know when you need me.
All right.
Okay, so let's go on with One World Under Doom, audience.
Hey,
So
look at
yeah,
what is this invoking you?
it brings me fond memories of the last Fantastic Four issue, the one where Reed Richards put Doctor Doom in a time loop where he suffered clobbering time for a literal eternity.
This
He
really
kept
should be
getting knocked.
for that. I don't know why they put it here.
Oh man, I wish Jake was here when that happened, man. Like,
Yeah, it
dude,
was so funny.
Jake, Doom was in a time loop where he was constantly getting punched
Oh.
by the thing over and over again until the machine literally ran out of power.
Audience, y'all hear how evil Reed is, bro? Like he can't just give him like a normal loss.
No. You can't turn this on Reed. We should go over that real quick. Just so
Yeah.
people have context of what Doom does at the end of this book.
Yep.
So Doom made a machine that can make a point fixed in time. So basically, Jakey made real life save spots, and just like the Caleb City video with the same title, it works out just the same. Where you realize you saved at the wrong spot and you're stuck and you're fucked and it's over. So Doom kept beating the Fast Four over and over and over and over again, and Reed kept saving them, but he couldn't figure out how Doom was doing it. Doom has good foresight, but predicting everything to the minute detail is not something Doom should ever do. And they tracked it down to a machine in Antarctica, I believe, or somewhere in Arctic.
Yeah.
And basically, he made a machine that fixes stuff in time. Doom and Reed figured it out. He reversed it, so it fixed the time of him getting punched over and over again. And then the machine broke, and then Doom ran away.
Yep.
That's important because it comes back up here.
Yeah, I gotta say, like, if you're telling me Dr. Doom had to resort to using that device over and over again, then Reed Richards, you're the fucking GOAT because you had to force Doom to use that.
He's a terrorist, bro.
He did it. No. Doom did it way more times than Reed did. Doom did it at least thousands of times to beat Reed. That's how much Reed was outsmarting him.
You know what? Doom gave me free healthcare, so like, what's that at, Richard?
You know what, Jake, for that, I'm going to be naming one of my sister's chickens Jake after you, man. All right, so
going into this, I want to bring up credit our friend in the Discord.
Yeah,
their name.
Kara.
Kara, yeah.
Kara, yeah.
I want to see if which one he was gonna pronounce. I thought he was gonna say Raydra. That's what I mean.
Okay.
Yeah. But Kara, yeah. We were talking about Valeria and the problem with Valeria Richards. I myself love her for I love Valeria. But at some point it does get hard to justify her love of Doom. Especially after the last issue, where you see him rip your father apart. And it's not like her and her dad have a bad relationship or anything.
Exactly, you know.
So, beginning of this one, I think this issue pretty much, I won't say it ruins her character, But it really does put her character in a weird limbo
Yeah.
where he's everyone else. Like, to be fair, the kids are in a weird position where they all don't really seem mad when they should.
Mm-hmm.
Like even Franklin, and that kind of threw me off.
Yeah.
But Valeria here just wants to talk to Doom and try to get him to stop.
Yeah.
But he convinced her that he's doing this for the good of mankind. He doesn't want to be a good guy. He wants to save the world.
Mm-hmm.
And then the moment he couldn't save the world, like the earlier issue said, he immediately just went for the power.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, how
And
much are you going to...
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
No, you finish.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, like, how she was basically telling Doom, like, how far are you willing to go to just try and proving you're right, Victor or Uncle Doom, you know?
And he almost do turn. Go to the first picture. I gotta see what I think.
It was.
Oh,
No, oh wait, sorry. Yeah.
Doom. We'll just leave it all here. I'll explain when we get there.
Okay.
Doom does almost turn, but then the heroes on the outside start their attack at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like, I'm just gonna have to kill them all. So first thing he did was he removed all the mutants' powers.
Oh damn!
And then he made it so if they leave right here and do not come back, their powers will come back.
Damn, bro. See, that's a half measure, man. We could have fixed this mutant versus human shit today.
Dude, you know how the mutant community never lets Wanda go over what she did in that moment? How much you guys want to bet? Yeah, how much you want to bet that nobody's gonna bring this up on Doom after this?
Well, to be fair, he just said, "Get off my property, and you can have your powers back." I don't give a shit.
But he does that to them. That's how they lose. We do get some cool team up stuff for like Sue making the Cyclops' beam run through like an infinity. I want to say not gauntlet. I want to say gauntlet. Infinity like engine type thing where it's instant, like fully looping and fit to infinity. And try to shoot that at Doom. And like a lot of other crazy cool stuff. Storm and Johnny Storm team out to make some type of firestorm. Yeah. And they call it the Storm.
Mm-hmm. I mean, for God's sakes, like Doom is like putting up like the fight of his life. For God's sakes, he breaks Stormbreaker.
But before that, well, to be fair, it's already broken. I don't know if people.
Okay, yeah, from dying cases.
Mm-hmm. But Reed used the last of his magic. Reed survives. He's Wormton. Okay, he's gonna be fine. But he used the last of his magic that he had at the time to bring Stormbreaker from the timeline. And give it to Doom.
Yeah.
The next photo,
yeah. Everybody who has like energy projectile powers was all basically giving it to Stormbreaker. So as you would see here, audience. So what ends up happening? The next photo. Bam. Mm-hmm. As if Doom wasn't
getting Doom in the first battle, and then Doom flying through Latvia mountains and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Marvel Rivals?
You're joking. It's probably going to be a skin of Marvel Rivals one.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Since we're saying how that game is already impacting the regular comics for some reason.
Yeah.
But it all ends basically with Doom coming back. So the Storm thing I actually did, like, I wish I had the picture for the quote, but they're like, Storm, you thought you could stop me for a moment, but it seemed like that moment is past. You see all the X-Men laid out. That shit was funny.
Damn.
But
wow, you're harming a whole group of people, Doom. Wow, how's this look on you, man?
You're harming a minority that acts like the majority.
God, I need no healthcare. What more do you want?
Damn. Like Doom is not a racist. Damn it.
Doom comes back, and his final move does basically Vegeta's final explosion, and beats everybody. I think he kills everyone.
Solar flare.
He explodes his solar flare to the light, bro.
Dude, he blows up his own armor, and all those shrapnels go and kill everybody. You know, like damn.
Go to the last picture. But also hit somebody else who teleported to the battlefield. And Valeria died to her own uncle. And the worst part is, Jake, right before this, he was bragging how he fixed this moment in time so it can never be undone.
Yeah.
That's wild, man.
Dude, she's missing.
Her head even falls off. Look, you see this blade her neck, and it just goes all the way through.
Yep. She lost her neck, she lost her leg, and her last words were Uncle Doom.
Uncle Doom. He didn't get that coal at all.
Boo, 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 Doom. You harmed a child, Doom? Wow, wow.
While this is a good moment, I'm still worried that this isn't going to affect their relationship, which it really should.
I don't think she's gonna remember. I mean, obviously this can't stay canon, so I think it's just gonna find a way to undo it. They're not gonna remember.
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing it won't make them forget. Remembers the fixed time.
Oh,
yep. Mm-hmm.
And if they do, even if Doom does undo it, like and goes back in time and stuff, I don't think the consequences of this. I don't like it because the consequences of this moment will be gone.
Yeah.
You can't keep having this guy who's actively killing your family, sending your brother. He sent her brother to hell. It's like after they'll be tortured and eaten by demons, and then still just act like he's a casual uncle coming over for dinner.
I know.
So
right?
I need this moment to stick at least for a while, or at least the consequence of the moment to stick, because we know Doom falls somehow, and we know they take over Liberia.
I suspect that this ends with Doom having to do some self-reflection. I think like him realize, because that's kind of what 2099 Doom was like, where he's like, damn, I really fucked up. I think this Doom's like, damn.
Actually, that actually explains a lot. Actually, because remember, you're bringing up, I didn't mean to cut you off, but you made me remember the panel of Doom 99 with everyone dead. This is probably that moment.
Yeah. And so I'm thinking, like, when Doom's not running Latveria, that's gonna happen. I think it's really gonna be him, like, yo, I really did a lot, and I don't think it was all worth it. I think he has to go figure. I think this is Doom figuring out who he wants to be after this, because this is everything he's tried to do. And he technically Secret Wars, he came a little closer to what he was trying to do, but like this is like him doing it on Earth. I think
he was supposed to hear that he wasn't Secret Wars. Secret Wars. Well, he kept the peace, quote unquote. There were all these reasons were like unlawful.
Dude, and keep this in mind. Like all this powers he's been getting, like the power he needed to go up against all the heroes on Earth. Dude, there had to have been a bunch of his people that got killed during this, man. Because he's siphoning off their life force. So
I think there's really gonna be self-reflection time for Doom, because when he wins, he sees that he loses in the end. So what does that mean for him? Like, who is
I think it's funny because his own self can make time to tell him he didn't believe him, like a weirdo.
Yeah. Which could be something else you bring up.
One person of people couldn't undo it, so I wonder how this one randomly going to do it.
Yeah, I think so. You're worried about Valeria, but I think there's less to do with Valeria, and it's more going to affect Doom than anything that he would go that far. And he's like,
no, but that's my problem with it. I don't. That's what I'm saying. I don't think Doom needs that moment. Doom done had that moment right after Secret Wars, where he ended up becoming a hero and all that stuff.
Right.
And because of what the status quo is, he's just going to end up going back to a villain regardless.
Right.
The moment they try to
the movie.
But with Valeria being how young she is, if they change her status thing now, it's probably going to stick longer than Doom thing will stick, in my opinion.
Now we know that Doom has to be the villain again by the time the movies come out. So, do you think this was too soon to do? Or should they hold this event off?
No, the problem was the event wasn't supposed to be the event. We're supposed to be in a King event first, and then all that fell through. So they gave the event for this guy. So it's just going to affect his run, and then he'll probably leave by the time the movie comes on. And then that guy's going to be the Doom evil bullshit. That way his run is still fine and complete, but not jeopardized.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. I will bring up. I do feel like for your Valeria thing, I hear what you're saying, and I absolutely agree. It should be addressed to some capacity. I think when Valeria was introduced, Doom probably should not have been like a Fantastic Four. He should have been a rival more than a villain. If that makes sense. I think at
the time he kind of was. That's the only reason they allowed him to help with the birth.
Right. Yeah, and I think my issue is less to do with Valeria because I just think she's not going to remember this. But I think my issue is more like the world will, unless if he undoes the whole event, the world will remember that for a brief time, everybody got everything they want. Like, their trains ran on time. And yes, Latveria might have...
Marvel's not going to give a fuck about that.
Right, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I think that's a problem because, yes, the world might have... I mean, Latveria might have suffered, but imagine, like, getting all that shit taken away from you. Like, you had everything. Like, you had no wants in the world, and now you struggle again. That's a bigger implication. So honestly, I think the end result is that this is just going to get undone. I think it's going to age of Ultron.
Jake, if the world can recover from the moon blowing up and act like nothing happened, they can recover from this.
I mean, that's Marvel. I think this is different. I think it's more like a personal thing. It's different when you're kind of used to superheroes doing stupid shit all the time, but now you're like, damn, for once, like I had everything. Like I was good.
Depends on how peaceful it was, because like, did you have anything? Like, did you get a raise? Were you making more money and stuff? I don't know.
Yeah.
So what does peace mean in this sense?
Well, I mean, it's not like if the world was willing to unilaterally disarm Purdue, the only people that probably were the superheroes. You know, it didn't seem like it was that bad. I don't know.
Yeah. It's almost like it's trying to say a peaceful world can only be achieved with one man in charge, right?
Yeah, but I had this argument with Cape Joel because I was in his comment section or whatever, and I was bringing up to him like, I mean, outside the Latveria thing, I mean, like everything Doom did ended in a good result. I mean, like it's not the status quo, but it does prove that if superheroes just left him alone, other than Latveria, he'd be objectively correct. If the power was
other than it's very concerning.
Well, because my thing is like if the only problem he had was that he just didn't come to like the heroes. Like it was just his pride that got in the way. He could have come to like Reed to iron out like the last part of the plan. Yes, he could have come to Reed, but like he could have come to Reed to iron out the last part of his plan, so Latveria wouldn't have been the solution.
The moment somebody want to suffer regardless. That's the cost of magic.
Yeah. But I guess my whole issue
kills people. He just doesn't know it because Wong doesn't tell him. Wong sacrifices the people for him.
Yeah, I guess my issue is more like I don't like how this story is basically like, well, see, we need the status quo because one bad thing will happen. I'm like, can we work through it? Can we figure it out? Like I don't know. But it's Marvel at the end of the day. It's Marvel and DC. They do this shit because they have to. So because that's the right thing. So.
And plus, they need the space, so this space dedicated to the next event. So yeah, it's what it is. So, all right, then. You guys have any final thoughts on this before we get to Witch's book?
No, it's my book, and then it's Witch's book.
Oh, wait, yeah, okay, all right.
Yeah, before a second.
Yeah.
Okay, so, all right, then. I guess with that, we should move on to the next one. Jake?
Yes. So, we have finally finished with the Toa Ignika saga. This was actually, I didn't hate my time here. I just wasn't as climactic as I thought it would be.
Oh wow, what's this?
Oh yes, we can add video clips now. I figured it out. I figured out how to do it.
Oh dang.
Yes. So, and we follow YouTube's guidelines. As long as we're commentating over it, it is not copyright.
Jake, you're one step away from being as smart as Reed now. You know that, right? There you go.
That's why I had to compete with him. So Bionicle was entering a weird time. Lego was going through some financial troubles. All right, this is the big thing, and it wasn't really Bionicle's fault. A lot of the stuff they were doing was costing them a lot of money, and Bionicle, ironically, was the only thing that made money for them. Which is crazy because this actually was the most expensive marketing campaign of the line, the Toa Ignika and Toa Marhi sets. Keep in mind, we had 4 different bands for this time period. We had a mini movie for both the heroes and the villains. We had high production sets, all this stuff. The only thing that got the money, like they cut corners with, was the Toa figures themselves, especially for the Toa Marhi. People were mad. This shit was kind of cheap. At some point.
Pause real quick. What the fuck's happening in the background?
That's right.
I know, right?
We can add video clips.
What the fuck?
I figured it out.
I look back for 5 seconds and that's all I see. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I just
No, you're good. You're good. This was one of the surprises I had. It was that in the sound
surprised. I am surprised.
Yeah. But the fact of the matter is, Bionicle had become too expensive for its own. Oh, no. I'm sorry. Bionicle had given money back to Lego, but Lego itself had been spending too much money on other things that weren't making return investments. So, but luckily, Bionicle was reaching its end as well. Greg Farshchi had found his ending to the saga, and that was going to be in the Battle for Power arc. What I find interesting about this is that this was actually going to be the final arc of Bionicle, and it's pretty much marketed as such. This was this Greg Farshchi had this vision that Bionicle was a myth. It wasn't so much like a story about like toys and superheroes and all this stuff. It was more like a mythology, like Greek gods and shit like that, like the Greek heroes and all this stuff. So in his mind, this had a start and ending point, and we were closing that ending point. Now, in his mind, he was going to extend it a little bit further. He had like one more additional arc to tell, but Lego told him, listen, Bionicle made us money, but we're heading in a new direction, and your sales have kind of like, they're not doing bad. They're actually doing pretty good, but they're plateaued. This thing has conquered the airways for like 6 years, and now we're kind of looking at something else. Yeah. So now we're entering. So Greg was told to write this arc as if it was his final arc. The Battle for Power arc is supposed to be the actual ending of Bionicle if Greg wasn't given that extension. So when I tell you this story, I want you guys to imagine this story as if it was the final story Bionicle ever told. We won't get to the ending tonight, but I am telling you right now, like, if it had ended there, my feelings of Bionicle would have been a lot different than they are today.
Okay. It's almost like they're Marvel modern comic book day writers, like thinking their runs are going to be the end of the character, right?
Yes. So Greg. So we start the Battle for Power arc with a book that talks about the rise of Makuta from the villain's perspective. We got a retcon I'm not really a fan of. I knew this was coming. I was hoping there was more setup to it. There wasn't. When we got to Metro Nui, we were introduced to 3 different factions. We were introduced to the Toa. We're introduced to the Toa faction, which is our hero faction, everything. The Dark Hunters, and the Brotherhood of Makuta. And the Brotherhood of Makuta were basically like the servants of Makuta, like Rudaka and Sidorak and all that stuff. That's what it was kind of supposed to be. And then, we had the Makuta himself, like, which you see on screen. This is him, the Makuta in his toy form. And he was always called the Makuta. He was the guy. And then in this arc, randomly, we introduced, actually, Makuta is a title, like Toa. And there's actually a lot of other Makutas. And I was like, I don't like that. I don't like that. He was the Makuta. That was this. I love this. Like, it was the Makuta. That's what it was.
Jake, so you're saying you don't? Bionicle has gone to the point where they're turning established character into a legacy character, man.
Wow. They're making legacy characters of him, but he was so we have the Makuta. So they changed his name. His name is not the Makuta. That's his title. His name is Makuta Pterodax. That's his actual. Okay. And which it's a funny name, but I just like it being called the Makuta. I thought it was cool. And we're being told the story of how Makuta came up with the idea to defeat Matanui and put him in eternal darkness. I do like how this is not explained from Makuta's perspective. This is explained through, I want to say, Antraz's perspective. There's a lot of new names. I'm getting used to them. Bear with me. Antraz is like saying in the chair, he's like, listen, when Pterodax came in and he explained to us, like, one day he randomly comes in, he's like, I want to like overthrow God. And we were like, what the fuck? And everyone's like, and then like there's a lot of them are like, no, we're not doing that. That's stupid. And Makuta's like, well, hang on. I'm sorry. I'm gonna call him Makuta because that's who he is to me. Makuta lays out his plan. And it's a multi-step plan. It's gonna take a couple of months, but it'll be done. And when we're done, we're going to be in charge of this universe. No more will Matoran pray to Matanui when they need something. They're going to pray to us. They're going to serve us. They're going to worship us like the heroes that we are. All right, that's how it's going to be. And everyone's like, okay, well, you kind of cooking. I'll go with it. But one guy's like, "What? You're fucking crazy! What are you talking about? We're not gonna overthrow Motunui. He's God." And so Makuda's like, "You know what? You're right. This should be kind of a democracy. A democracy where I'm in charge and you don't get a say because I'm stronger than you." I can't do anything about it. And so basically through Makuda's words, he convinces everybody to come to his side. But the last holdout, he's like, "I'm not doing this. This is so stupid. We're gonna fight Motunui, we're gonna lose, and then we're gonna get killed. I'm not doing that." And Pterodactyl's like, "That's okay. Motunui doesn't have to kill you. We're gonna kill you." And so they escort the guy out. And I love the way Entros says, he basically like, "I don't know what happened to that dude, but I never saw him again." So, and then we get the story of like, so the first thing Makuta needs is he needs the Mask of Light. This was we all know what happens in the future. Takua becomes Takaduva. He gets it and he uses it to fight Makuta, and he wins the battle. But this is what Makuta was trying to avoid. He knows the prophecy of the seventh Toa, or the seventh Toa Nuva, and he's trying to avoid that. So what he needs is the Mask of Light out of people's hands, because it's a direct counter to his mask, the Mask of Shadows. So he orchestrates a heist, and the Brotherhood goes in and steals it. But the problem is they have to do it stealthily. They don't want Motunui or the Toa to find out what they're doing beforehand, because then they'll have to fight the army before they're ready. So this has to be a stealth mission. Unfortunately, they asked the wrong guy to join them, and he kind of blows their cover. And this leads to the Toa Haga, who we know as the Rahaga and the Toa Hordika saga, to figuring out the Makuta's a traitor. I think he's doing something with the Mask of Light, and they try to expose him. They manage to, even though the Brotherhood of Makuta gets the Mask of Light, the Toa Haga go in and try to retrieve it. We know from the Metro Nui saga they did get the Mask of Light, but not before Rudaka turned them into Hordika. Turned basically into beasts and all this shit. And they were able to silence them long enough for Makuta to do the rest of his plan. Makuta was like, "Fuck, I want a little more time to do the whole takeover Motunui thing, but because the Toa Haga might know, I don't know who else knows, so we're gonna have to speed things up." Cut to Metro Nui. So we all know the Metro Nui story. I've already gone over it. He asked Vakama to make the Mask of Time, which the Mask of Time was supposed to be so Makuta would have all the time in the world he needed to reprogram the Matoran and make them serve him willingly, essentially. Vakama made the Mask of Time, as we know, but he found out that Makuta was posing as Turaga Duma, who was in charge of Metro Nui, and so Vakama found that out, and after a brief fight with the Mask of Time, it fell into the ocean, and we know what happens from there. I do like how this is told from the perspective of the villains who serve Makuta. I brought this up multiple times. The Toa Metru were the underdogs of that story. They were school teachers, they were mask makers, stone builders, sculptors, librarians, all this other shit. Body crash dummies. And they beat the Makuta. And I love how the dude explains, like, now listen, it was one thing when the Toa Haga got the Mask of Light, but you're talking about overthrowing Motunui, and you couldn't beat a school teacher. Like, what are we doing? He did successfully overthrow Motunui, because that was the tragedy of the Metro Nui arc. Motunui was put into a coma, but before Makuta could issue his full plan, the Team Metro were able to beat him. And so the plan kind of fell in disarray because Makuta was kind of gone for a little bit. They managed eventually, he does come back because of how Vakama decided to beat Rudaka. But then they tried to get the Mask of Time, but Makuta was outsmarted by a mask maker. so the Brotherhood of Makuta is like, bruh, I don't know about this plan. This is kind of going off the rails. But Makuta came back and he's like, listen, I know things have been kind of crazy. We're in the home stretch. And I promise you, if you just listen to me one last time, the universe will be ours. All you have to do is go to Cardinui and make sure you don't kill the Toa Nuva. I'm like, what? The fuck are you talking about? The Toa are enemies, and they're going to revive Motunui and get us killed. He's like, listen to me. I want to make this very clear. You can fight them. Do not kill them. That's all I'm going to say. And so and that is the plan. Cut forward. I guess I didn't take too much time. Cut forward. Now we have a new wave of Toa that we'll be going out with. Actually, we have 2 sets of Toa teams. In the final arc, the Battle for Power arc, we still kept Cairo Shell, who was in the original, who was in the Toa Marhi arc. She was introduced then, or her band was. They played the song "Creeping in My Soul," which was played for the Baraki trailer. Now they are the front and center band for Bionicle. As if you're a Sonic fan, you know them as the Crush 40 of Bionicle, basically. We have a new song, which I kind of, not to brag, but I got the instrumentals for it. This song is "Gravity Hurts" by Cairo Shell. This was sung by the male singer of the band. Pretty simple song. It's not going to play the lyrics, but it's pretty simple song, all things considered. It's about rising up against freedom, standing against oppression, all that other stuff. When I was a kid, I really loved this song. This was my favorite Bionicle song until I could actually hear the lyrics of "Move Along" and "Crashed." So now it's my 3rd favorite Bionicle song. Cryptid, you were saying "Move Along" before I told you what it was about. Sounded like the Nickelodeon Junior one. This is actually the Nickelodeon one you can listen to. So,
okay.
It wouldn't play on Nick Jr., but it would play on Nickelodeon. So there you go. We also have a new wave of Toa. This time, these are Toa that take the battle to the skies, as if you will. I totally forgot how I have to do this. There you go. In fact, let me give the other one because this is the actual trailer. The gimmick this time around was that we have Liwa, Kopaka, and Pohatu, and they were given the powers to fly, and they're facing against half of the Brotherhood of Makuto, who are vampire themed this time around. so it is phantoms versus vampires in this one.
I want to live to see a Bionicle's take on zombies, man. After you tell me vampires again.
I don't think we got that. We also have the Av Matoran here, the Matoran of Light. There are some. You hook them up to the back of the Bionicle, and then they fight. They fight the Dark Matoran for you. Yeah, and so that was the that's basically what the Phantoka line was. They had these blasters on them that were like cool to shoot at and everything. Yeah, they were really cool designs. I do like Liwa's design the most. I'm glad he's front and center. This also makes sense to have Liwa front and center for this arc because he is the toe of air and the best flyer on the team. So of course he's gonna be like the guy. But yeah, as far as this book is concerned, it's I'll do the first half of it. It's pretty intense. I will say, I think what I found out about Greg Varshti is I think he was, if I had to interpret, get in his brain, I think the problem he had in the Toa Ignika and Toa Mari saga was he was kind of running out of ways to make the Toa interesting. Keep in mind, every time a new Bionicle set came out, he had to come up with 6 new characters, 6 new characterizations, all this other shit. It was no wonder that Toa teams would get 2 arcs apiece, if not 3, because having to redo that process over and over again is insane. You know what I mean? And listen, not everyone can be Oda, okay? So, so this time around, instead of doing newer sets of Toa, he went back to the old guard, the Toa Nuva, who were our first original characters in the story. Yeah, and so it's not. I don't think the Toa Phantoka line looks as cool as the Toa Nuva sets. I fucking love the Toa Nuva in terms of like their commercial, the presentation, and their designs. I thought were like really cool. It really felt like they ascended and became something stronger. This one kind of feels like some armor they put on for a fight, which it's cool, but it's whatever. In terms of like the world of Cardanui, this is where we are. Cardanui, just for people to know, I have been leaving some hints around. Austin knows where this is going, but you guys don't, I don't think, unless if you heard him spoil it. Cardanui is in the heart of the Bionicle universe. And our mission here is to basically, we've woken up Matanui, we've stopped him from dying, and now we have to wake him up again. We have to like pump his heart back. So that is the mission now. I do kind of like how this book starts, though. We see as usual, Greg Varsity. We see this from the Matoran perspective, and the villain perspective. We figure out that the universe kind of went into a frenzy for the brief second it died. At the end of the Toa Marhi book, the Toa had failed briefly to save Matanui. Like Matanui, the spirit died. And I do like how they explain it. It sounds actually pretty fucking horrifying the way the book explained it. It was like everyone was fighting and trying to get the mask of life in place, and then they just like felt their hearts sink. Like everyone just the whole universe just died, and everyone just felt it. Like everything just kind of felt like destroyed. Everyone was panicking and scared. It was like, oh my god, God is dead. So, I like how Makuta even was like, damn, I guess they fucked up. I guess the good guys lost. Fuck, I wasn't planning for that yet. What wound up happening was Mataro refused to give up. He said, listen, I still have the mask. There's still a chance. I'm going to try something. I'm going to do whatever I can to get Matanui back up. And he sacrificed himself and resuscitated the universe. So now it's on life support, basically. But from the perspective of the Matoran of Cardanui, it went crazy, okay? It was basically like everything was fine one day. They were just living their normal lives. And then shit just went dark and insane. They're like, what? When the Makuta struck, the Brotherhood was like, well, the universe ended. I guess we're just going to go have fun here. And so they went over and immediately tried to kill enslave some Matoran. We found out that the Makuta has an interesting ability where they can corrupt Matoran. They can shoot these leeches at them, and if the leeches bite them, much like a vampire, they can turn them into vampires as well.
Okay.
The reason that they're doing this, we find out, is because Makuta says that, listen, when my plan works, and it will, I need to have as many Matoran on my side who can fight. The Matoran, unlike any other Matoran, are more adept at combat, and they're more likely to become Toa in the future. So I need as many of them on my side as you can get. I need you to go from village to village and vampire bite them and like turn them into my.
Now, question: what exactly do the vampire Bionicles feed upon, man? Because
they feed upon the shadows and evil.
Okay.
And if you watch Project Ignition, interpretation of Bionicle, their stop motion for Bionicle, for this arc, they did one episode of this. It's fucking gorgeous. If you love stop motion animation, I highly recommend looking it up, Bionicle Ignition 3, and just look up the first episode. The rendition they did of the Makuta landing down and laying waste to Cardanui village was fucking beautiful. Like it's a great piece of animation. Highly recommend people watch it. Now I know I can do video clips, I might introduce it the next time I talk about it. But it looks so good. I was so impressed because they come a long way since when they were like younger. But yeah, so some of the Matoran get taken over. And this is, they take it over, but they get taken over and they try to resist as much as they can. But even some of the Matoran who used to have hope, when the universe wasn't dead briefly, they're like, you know what? If Matanui's dead, what the fuck am I fighting for? I might as well just be the bad guy, right? Like,
okay.
God's not watching. I could be as evil as I want.
Damn, man. Yeah. It's like you're telling me you're only good if someone's watching. Wow, this is more all about you, if anything.
Right. So, but luckily, I do like how they see Matsuro's sacrifice from their perspective. Like everyone's just kind of chilling out and and freaking out about like the universe dying. And in the background, Matsuro just like zips down. He's like, he like zips down and just like kills himself. Everyone's like, oh, what was that? So then the universe is fine. When the Telenuva arrive, it's Tahu and the gang all united, and they're like, listen. The Makuta's already here, but we have bigger fish to fry. We have to go to the heart of Cardanui and retrieve 3 keystones, and then put them in the cortex, the core of the universe. And apparently, something's supposed to happen, and that's how we revive Matanui. But we also know that the Matoran are being terrorized here, so we're gonna split up into 2 teams. Tahu, Gali, and when Onua are going to go further down in the Cardanui core and get those keystones. Liwa, Pohatu, and Kopaka are going to take to the skies and go kick some Makuta ass, basically.
Yeah.
And so we also get an introduction of a new Toa. I wouldn't even call him a Toa. So remember how I told you in the Toa Mario review that the Mask of Life is actually a sentient thing?
Yeah.
So the thing about this mask is that so after Mamoru died, it was just stuck in the core, like it was stuck like where it was supposed to be, and it was like, damn, Mataro's death really touched me. Like he really gave up his life to save the fucking universe, and that's beautiful shit. And I'm just a mask floating here while the Makuta is taking advantage of that sacrifice. Maybe I should make some helpers, like, to help the Toa. Maybe I should do something like that. And he's thinking about making, like, soldiers to fight for him, because he's done it in the past. And then he's like, no, I think I want to be alive. I think I want to, fight. Like, I want to be a fighter. I want to help the Toa. And thus, he forms his own body and becomes Toa Ignika. So
okay.
Yeah.
All you did was just emphasize 2 letters in the name, but okay.
Well, because the previous scene was Toa Ignika, like Inika. This is Toa Ignika, Ignika. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So he has his own hoverboard, he has his own Cortex blaster, and he has his own spear. If you notice, his mask is silver. This is because when the Mask of Life is silver, this means if it gets any duller, it will destroy the universe on contact with something.
What?
Yeah, I don't think this is ever going to come up. If I remember, this doesn't come up again, but this is something that they introduced in Mahi Nui. The Mahi Nui arc. Anyway, what do you guys think of the design?
Let's see. From
Cool.
visual standpoints, yeah. Looks like a gold and silver surfer, really.
Yeah. He won't be the last one to wear the Mask of Life. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Remember, this is the final arc as far as I'm aware. As far as we're all aware, okay?
This is a Bionicle going through their White Lantern phase.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
I was going to ask what you guys feel about the Fantoka, the Toa Fantoka. You can't get good looks from here, but this is what I guess this is a better picture. Hang on.
I mean, I saw. I was paying attention to the trailer you brought up, but man, I like the combo of that.
Yeah.
Nice little. You know what it reminds me of? Remember back when I think it was Transformers Energon, right? When they had like those mini bots with them, they made a big deal.
Oh, the mini cons, yeah.
The mini cons, yes. This guy feels like they're equivalent to that,
Yeah, it was a cool way to introduce a new gimmick. The Avatar, apparently fans liked it at the time. Bionicle started doing this around the Toa Marhi stuff. They started reusing parts to cut costs, which really annoyed a lot of fans. Because the Toa Metro models was everyone's favorites, and they were like, "Damn, I wish I could just be like that. I wish we could just do Toa Metro all the time." But Bionicle is expensive. It's an expensive toy brand, so we gotta cut costs where we can. But yeah. So yeah. When we come back, the Toa Fantoka will face off against the Brotherhood of Makuta in the Battle for the Skies, as they called it. Because this is divided into 2 battles: the battles for the sky and the battle of the swamps. This is the war arc, everyone. Okay.
Yeah.
And we're not gonna get to the Battle of the Swamp tonight, but just know that is the ending of Bionicle. When I get to it, that's what we're gonna introduce it as, and we're gonna have some opinions. Okay, we're gonna get there. I do want to say, as a kid, I did not like the Toa Fantoka.
Oh wow!
I thought they were a step down.
Jake, how dare you ask questions and not just consume product, man? Wow.
Well, I just thought it was a step down from the Toa Marhi and the Toa Ignika. I mean, look at this. This is so cool. I just love this, and I thought this was like really cool, and I wanted more of it. But I feel like this was like, to me, when I was a kid, I was like, this looks cheap. This looks like cheap production. Okay. As an adult, I appreciate it more. I understand why the Toa Nuva have to be here. I think it helps Greg Farshi's writing. I cut myself off earlier because I had so many thoughts racing through my head. But I think him going back to the Toa Nuva greatly helps the story, because it was clear with the Toa Ignika, he just didn't know what to do with those characters individually. But with the Toa Nuva back in the story, it works like clockwork. Like, yeah, it's not amazing character development like the Toa Metro was, but he knows how to write these characters. He knows how to make them interesting and bounce off each other quite well. We'll get more into it when I come back, but their interactions are really cool, and that's one of the highlights of Bionicle. But yeah. So yeah, that was the that was part 1 of the Battle of the Skies arc. So
Pretty dope, man. Pretty dope. And hey, it gave us a new feature on StreamYard to use, hopefully, So
yes.
nice. So no, good book, man. Hey, it makes me kind of want to buy a Bionicle here, seeing that
That's why those
combination.
trailers were great, man. They were really good.
They were dope. But all right then. You have any final thoughts on this, James, before we move on?
No.
Oh god!
Gotcha. All right, let's move on to the next one then, audience. Witch.
Hi, how are y'all
Your time.
doing?
Your time to shine, dude.
You know what? Which round of applause? Round of applause.
Yeah.
Which is gonna be going.
Collection of the first 5-inch issues of the original run of Elfquest, by Wendy and Richard Pini. Go support it. I should preface that you can read all of Elfquest's existence on their website for free. You don't gotta pirate that shit.
Gotcha.
Let me get a quick drink before I start.
Oh yeah, I was about to suggest that, dude. I think this will be the most amount of pictures we ever had for one specific topic.
I let y'all know beforehand, then before I sent
the
photo.
Yeah.
I had to limit myself, guys.
Gotcha.
Okay, besties. I don't have a digital copy because I have the physical copy in my hands. So
Nice.
Keep up. I'm talking fast because I have 5.5 issues. Okay, you ready for this? Okay. So it starts off with some humans. They're doing like some sort of ritual. Yeah.
Ooh. First page.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
We hear it.
Yeah, this would be a bad time for your shit to cut out, Witch.
My connection cut out for a second. My bad.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
To the first page?
No, not yet. I'll let you know when.
Okay. Gotcha.
Okay, so we got some humans. They look like they're doing a sacrifice to their god,
How dare they?
I know. And then we get an introduction on how the elves actually came down to Earth for the sake of this conversation, They had like a giant castle that came from the heavens, and everything. Oh, it's a really pretty castle. And then the doors, and then those humans, they pull up and they're like, "Yo, I wonder what this is," And the elves are like, "Oh, hello, like what's good," And then guess what? The humans attack them for no reason. No reason at all. Obviously, the elves are trying to like flee. Some of them were not as successful as others, but yeah. Can you go to the first picture?
Yep. Right there.
Yeah. So we have 2 of the older elves, right? We have 2 of the elves from way back then, and then we have 2 of our main characters, nowadays as of the 70s, because this originally came out in the 70s. And so yeah, they're looking upon the the trees and the bushes and stuff like that with the rest of their crew, and we see that they captured one of the humans captured one of their elves, like their elven friends, But guess what? They're gonna fucking attack to get their friend back.
Oh damn!
And they were pretty successful, and all that other stuff. But don't worry, they were able to get their friend back. His name's Redlance, if you were wondering, the one who was kidnapped and everything like that. And they make it back to their homeland, But I didn't mention, one of the humans got killed, by the way, if you're curious. One of them got killed. And so the main guy, the leader of the humans, is like, we got to kill all these damn elves. Keep in mind, the humans killed a lot more elves than the elves did them, okay? And so we cut back to the elves in question. And Cutter, the main character, he's the one with the blonde hair in that second page, by the way, was like, why the fuck did you disobey my orders, man? I could have lost my best tracker, okay? And he was like, I get it. They don't want to die. No one wants to die. So, so basically, Cutter leaves to to calm down a little bit while Redlance is being taken care of by his wife, And don't worry, his bestie Skywise is there to look after him, It's all good. But then we hear a wolf howl and everything. And so guess what? There's fire. There's a fire happening. And so Cutter has to alert the whole squad. They're like, yo, be careful, y'all. There might be some trouble. And so they go back. They try to figure out where this is coming from, and they see the humans with torches afire. Obviously.
No pitchforks.
And so Cutter's like, "Are you guys fucking insane? Like, if you burn down the forest, you not only screw us over, but you screw yourselves over, you dumbasses." And they're like, "We don't give a shit. All the demons must burn." And so, one of the elves shoots the humans, and then they all have to escape. All the elves have to escape their homeland because, why not?
Yeah.
They're called the Wolf Riders, if you didn't know. I'm just like, I have to get. I'm going through this fast because I have a lot of book.
Gotcha. No, take your time, man.
Take your time. We're almost at the 2-hour mark.
Okay.
Anyway, so the Wolf Riders bang on this rock type thing, and they're like, "Open up, tunnel makers. We have no time to waste. Like, the forest is on fucking fire." And so so the person on the other side is like, opens the door, and guess what? The elves pull up. They're like, no, we're getting in. I don't give a shit. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And so some of the other trolls are like, "What the fuck are you guys? Why the fuck are you guys here, man?" And Cutter's like, "We kind of need help, bitch. Shit. Take us to your fucking leader. We have families here. Okay, we have people who are injured and ill and shit like that. Okay, just one family and one injured person. Don't worry about it." Okay. So basically, the elves are taken to the troll leader, the mighty king of the trolls, and everything like that. And can you go to the next picture?
Yes, right there.
Yeah, just leave it there. I'll get there. And so the king is like, what the fuck are these guys doing here? We're not helping you. And Cutter's like, relax, dude. It's like the humans have burned down our house. Like, we're trying to escape the flames. And the king is like, I know what you guys are all about. You guys stole from us all those years ago. And Cutter's like, oh, bullshit. You judge us by one example? Fuck off. Anyways.
Wow.
So, there is this magical rock that you could probably see from the panels. Because Skywise's little arm brace gets stuck on there, right? And guess what? Yeah. It's a magical rock, by the way. It's a magical rock. And you see that picture on that panel from the bottom right?
Yeah.
That panel is my picture on the Comic Fanatic on Jake's server.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
If anyone knows about that server.
I don't think anyone knows about design. No one knows about the server.
Briefly bring it up. Bring it up. I would be there for movie nights if work wasn't being an asshole, but anyway, it's not important. So the troll king is like, "Hey, get away from that rock!" And so Cutter's like, you don't hurt my bestie like that. And so basically, Cutter swipes his sword, but ends up chipping off a part of the rock as a gift for Skywise, because he's nice like that. Yeah. Anyways, so Cutter is threatening the Troll King with if you don't find us a place to get the fuck out of here so that we can find a new home, I'm gonna fucking kill you. And the Troll King's like, yeah, why not? I know a place. Just go through this one tunnel, like you there, over there, take up to that one tunnel, You know the one. I'm not gonna get into it. So basically, the Wolf Riders are following this one troll through the tunnels, and they're singing songs and everything like that. It's all great. And Skywise is plucking people's hair out of their own heads to make a little string for his new little rock, his little magnetic rock. Yay! Guess what? They see a light, and they're like, "Fuck yeah, let's go through." And so basically, they see a desert. And then the tunnel collapses behind them, and everything like that. One of their members, Tree Stump, they all have fun names, by the way, if you were curious. Gets a little hurt, but he's fine. He's not like Red Lance over here, who's literally dying. But not important. Anyways, they got to go through the desert. Yay! Yeah. As someone who lives in a desert, it fucking sucks. Anyways, we're starting off on issue 2 now. So they have to make it through. They have to make it through the thing, But
Yeah.
they're planning their stuff, But they can't hang out for long. Once it hits nighttime, they're gonna start going. They're gonna start moving. They're gonna set up camp where they can. And keep in mind, it's a desert. It's a dry ass desert. They don't live in a wet desert like I do. Fun fact.
Ooh.
So obviously food and water is scarce. They're getting sunburnt. Like Redlands is getting weaker and weaker. But guess what they see in the distance?
What?
Mountains.
Ooh, okay.
Okay. To be honest with you, I don't even remember what pictures I sent, but we'll figure it out when we get there. Anyway.
It looks like it's a nighttime.
Okay, we'll get there. We'll get there in a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, so yeah, they gotta make it there. But guess what? Redlands can't go anymore, man. He is too weak. He can't do it, and everything like that. So yeah, they have so he has to stay behind, and I think her name's Nightfall. I can't remember off the top of my head at the moment, but those who stay behind while Cutter leaves a sack of water, before they have to go. Like they'll be back. They'll be back. Trust me.
Of course.
So the squad is going. The current squad is going, and they see some cacti. And Cutter gets plucked by one because it's the fucking cactus. And he's like, "What the fuck?" And he slashes it. And guess what? They find water in the cactus.
Yay. Ooh.
I love some good water. Anyways, so they climb the mountain, and guess what they see?
What?
They see a village.
Yay.
The village? The village hidden in leaves?
They see a village of people. They can't tell if they're humans or elves at the moment, but they'll figure it out.
Yeah.
And so we get introduced to two characters named Rayek and Lita. I like Lita. She's cool as hell, but we'll get back to her later. And she is not really taking too much of Rayek's advances, maybe a little bit, but not too much,
Mm-hmm.
And so basically, when she's like playfully running away, she finds the Wolf Riders, charging at them, and everything, And so we get to this one page, and I think it's low key kind of funny. It's like Cutter's over here is like, I came here for water. But I think this chick stole my heart. It's like, you just saw her. You just barely met her. You know what? Pop off, King. So basically, he pulls a Hades and Persephone and kidnaps her temporarily.
Oh, dude. Wow.
So Rayek is like, what the fuck, dude? He broke my spear. Oh, my God. And so this one other guy comes out, and Rayek is like, oh, yeah, those barbarians, they took your daughter. Keep in mind, this is a blind man. He's like, oh, my God, you have to save her, But it's fine. But we cut back. We cut back to the middle of the desert. Obviously, Redlands is still fucking dying and everything. Can you go to the next picture, actually?
Yes. Bring up that picture. This is.
That picture. Oh yeah, okay. Go to the next picture, actually. I forget what pictures I sent. There you go. We get to learn how these two became life partners. Yay! And she's so scared that he's gonna die. She is absolutely terrified, which is completely valid. They're like this. They're super close. Obviously, they're life partners. Duh, they're basically married.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we cut back to the rest of the gang. Obviously, the people who live in the village aren't really all that happy that the Wolf Riders kidnapped a girl for no reason. Well, kind of a reason, but whatever. And so basically, everyone's like trying to give Cutter like some ideas on like what to do. And so basically Cutter is like, okay, I'm going to remove my hand. If you scream, you will not like what happens to you. And guess what she does?
Oh, she does the one thing she couldn't do. Scream.
She screams. Right. Girl screams.
Oh.
Peek.
You were only given one thing not to do. Right?
I mean, I would do the same thing. I'm not going to lie to you. So don't worry. Rayek pulls up. Yeah. And so basically, Cutter's like, whoa, calm down. Like, she's fine. I'm pretty strong. I'm not going to lie. So, like, don't worry. She's fine. Don't worry about it. And so all the other Wolf Riders are like, hey, what's up? And so basically, Rayek hypnotizes Pike for, like, to show what he can do. He can do that. He can basically mind control things, by the way. Part of his abilities. and everything. And so everyone's like, whoa. You cannot just do that. So they all of them just gang up on him because that's fucked up, you know? So yeah. And so basically Cutter falls in love with Lita, fun fact, and everything like that. And so basically, Rake is like, take your filthy hands off me, by the lost dwellings of the High Ones, you'll pay for this. And everyone's like, whoa, how dare you? How dare you speak of the ancient fathers and everything? And so Lita's like, whoa, okay, chill. We're all descendants of the High Ones. Can't you see? We're all elves. We just happen to look a little bit different, but we're all elves. Trust.
Yeah.
And so, we're all like, okay, cool. We are the Wolf Riders from the Woodlands. Okay, we traveled a long way. That's all I have to say. And so basically, they all go down to the village to clear shit up, as you do. So yeah, everyone's fine. And so basically the one of the Lita's father or whatever was bringing up how small their group is, and then Cutter's like, oh shit, Redland to Nightfall, we need to go get them. We had to leave them behind. Do y'all have a healer we can use? And so Lita's like, hey, I'm a healer. Let me come with. And so Rayek is like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, I forbid it. And she's like, forbid it? No, I'm definitely gonna go. Fuck you, bitch. And so Rayek does tag along because he don't trust Cutter. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. First impressions were not the greatest and everything like that. And so basically we also cut back to Nightfall and Redlands being attacked by a fucking vulture and everything like that. But guess who comes in on time? Cutter.
Who?
Our boy Cutter. He's like, hey, what's up? I brought a healer. So basically, can you go to... And she's like, okay, I gotta do my thing. Okay, so go to the next picture.
Will do.
So she heals him. She gives him some strength back to actually heal. I know this looks really weird, but just trust. Trust, she's doing her job. Yeah.
It's for a good cause, audience.
It's for a good cause. It's saving a man's life.
Mm-hmm.
So later that dawn, we're in the dawn time now. So they all pull back up. They're all good to go and everything like that. So, all the Wolf Riders, they pull up into this nice, cool looking hut thing, and so you hear a voice being like, "Welcome, my ragged young visitors. Welcome to Sorrow's End." And so that's where issue 2 ends. Can you go to the next picture, please? Like I said, I'm talking fast. You gotta keep up. I need the next picture. Thank you. Thank you. So basically, yeah. So we get introduced to her. She's cool as hell, by the way. She's very wise in her ways. And so Cutter identifies her as a High One, even though she's not a High One, but she is pretty fucking old. Okay, yeah. She's like, I am Sava, one of the Sun folks. Most people just call me Mother of Memory. It's all good. And she makes a joke at one of them being like, oh, even your oldest of your tribe is nothing compared to me. Like, how fucking dare you?
Damn.
Yeah, Tree Stump was like, not. Well, he was like, huh, well now, fuck you, bitch. Just kidding. So yeah. Basically, she compliments Cutter, he gets a cute little smile, it's all great. And basically, she's like, oh yeah, none of the other Sun folk know about you guys, but trust me, I do. Don't worry, I know who you guys are, trust. And basically explains about others, the humans and other stuff like that. But don't worry about that. We gotta go to a festival, a little party festival thingy. Some of the girlies are dancing. It's all fine and dandy. There's a fucking fly in my room. I need to get this fly out somehow, but we'll figure it out. Anyways, gotcha. So Rayek is he's all moody and shit, because of course he's moody and shit. Well, who does he? You know who he kind of reminds me of, Cryptid? And this is a reference that you'll understand. What was the name of Janai's brother?
Oh, man.
You know who I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. I think I purposely block his name out of my mind because I don't want him to live rent-free in my head. But, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
But you know who I'm talking about. He kind of gives me those vibes.
Okay.
But yeah, no, he is eyeing down Cutter because he could tell that Cutter is interested in Lita. And he's like, I am not having that shit. You know, he is pissed off at those people. And so we cut to the next day.
Kareem, that's his name.
Kareem, yeah. Well, yeah. I'm not gonna remember that.
Yeah.
We barely remembered that one in our own reviews, which you should go watch.
Yep.
I am not even halfway. Jesus Christ. Anyway, so we see Lita and another one of the Sun Elves. Her name's Shen Chen, by the way. They're just chit chat and everything like that. And Shen Chen's like, you should come with me. We're taking these blankets to like the wolf children. That is the name of an anime movie I like. Like, come on, like those dark, cheerless caves must be cold at night. And Lita's like, nah, I don't wanna. And she's like, because of Cutter, like, really, like, he must be so unforgiving. Like, come on, like, you should be a bit more friendly. And Rayek pulls up, and he's like, you are a fool to encourage her. Like, Lita would best to avoid those barbarians altogether, especially Cutter. It's like, dude, calm down. It is not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
Calm yourself. Anyways, so Rayek goes to hunt a boar, mind controls the boar, you know, whatever. About to kill it. And Cutter's like, wow, you don't even give it the honor to, like, fight back? Damn. So basically, Rayek is like, fuck you, bitch, and kills the boar. Whatever.
Gotcha.
So we cut to later that night, and Cutter is in his feels. That's all I have to say. He's in his feels. He can't stop thinking about Lita. Pop off gig. We love that.
There you go.
And so Skywise is like, are you sure that she's the one? And Cutter's like, I knew from the moment I laid my eyes on her, trust. Like, she will be mine, trust. And he's a lot more chill about it than Rayek. In, like, their own ways, but, like, they're still, like, kind of, like, meh, you know?
Yeah.
And Skywise is like, you should go talk to her. I will. I will go talk to her. And Cutter goes to try to talk to Lita and everything like that. And basically he's like knocks on like her door, like by her, like her window, and like, hey, I know like many days have passed without words between us, but like, why do you deny the truth about us both? And so Lita's like, what truth? Like, I don't know what you're talking about. And he's like, yes, you do. We don't play games with our hearts in my tribe. Like, trust me, we know. And so Rayek is pissed and throws like a little like pin thing at him, like right next to him, not like directly at him. You get the idea. R.I.P. Jake. Yeah. Jake died.
He'll be back.
Yeah. And so basically, Cutter takes that to Sava, and she's like, "Whoa, a challenge wand! I haven't seen one of these in a long ass time. This is great." Can you go to the next picture, please? I don't remember half the pictures I sent.
No.
Yeah. So basically, she explains what's gonna go down. Okay, between Rayek and Cutter, they got to do 3 challenges. 3 to see who has the right to Lita's heart. You know. So. Yeah, this is gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. So the challenges start. Okay, they have these like 2 like seesaw type things, and they basically have to they have to be blindfolded. Not fun. But before then, Skywise gives Cutter like his like little rock thingy, the lodestone or whatever it's called, as like a good luck charm. You know, because support your besties. Support.
Exactly.
Basically, the first challenge starts. You know. Tree Stump is low key rooting for Rayek for the sympathy points of it because it's kind of funny in hindsight. And you know they're not really wrestling. They're just kind of trying to keep balance while having to like muscle thing. Like they have to hold each other's hands while trying to like keep balance at the same time.
Gotcha.
And it's kind of like thumb. It's like kind of like a thumb war, but with your whole body. But don't worry. Guess who wins? Cutter wins the first challenge. Yay! But so
there you go.
Next challenge requires them to give up their weaponry, and Cutter is not happy about that because like it's his father's sword, you know, and everything like that. So eventually he does relinquish it and everything. And guess what? Both of them are are tied, like their hands are tied up in the like behind them, and they're blindfolded again. They're put into caves. They have to get out of their bindings to get their blades back, you know? And guess what? They do that. They all go try to like get their shit. You know, Ray finds his blade first, but can't reach it for obvious reasons, and because it's in like a crack in the thing. Yeah, whatever. So he uses a device that he has and everything to grab it up with these like claw things or whatever, kind of mixed with a magnet. And Cutter finds his sword in like a similar crack and everything. And the lodestone actually helped him out with that as a good luck charm. Because remember, it was magnetic.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a magnet. It's kind of magnetic, so his sword was able to connect to it. And so Ray like gets his blade and is like, "Ha! What matters? The loss. Like I won. Like blah 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 blah. You know." And so Skywise is like, "Oh, what kept you, oh mighty slayer of toads? Like Cutter's been here." And you can just see Cutter retying like his ties on his pants because he did that to try to get his to like, you know, get out of his situation. He kind of used it as a rope to like, because he fell from like a little mini cliff and everything like that. Yeah. And so basically Rayek is like, Lita, like it's not fair. Like what the fuck? Like this guy cheated with this freaking stone. But like keep in mind, he didn't really cheat. He didn't cheat because like he didn't know that it was magic. He just thought it was a good luck talisman. So whatever. And so Rayek is like, what the fuck? That's not fair, man. I should have won. And so Lita's like, oh, like my dear friend, like I know you're wiser than the Wolf Rider, but he did rightfully win. He did return first. So yeah. And so basically she's hugged by him and he's like, I still have one more chance to beat him. It was a 2 out of 3 match, bestie.
Wow.
I don't know what the fuck to tell you. Anyways, so Saba is like, okay, I have to learn about you guys' worst fears, and we got to go from there. And so basically, she finds out what Cutter is scared of, and then obviously finds out what Rayek is scared of too. So, can you go to the next picture? I don't remember. I'll tell you to go back if I don't remember.
Right there.
Oh no, go back.
Okay.
Back. Thank you. Okay, stay there until I said so. So basically, we're on. We have to like go. We get to this kind of mountain thing-ish. 2 giant rock structures, okay? With like a little thin little walkway, okay? So they have to go up there. Cutter's not so happy because, you know, heights. Not the biggest fan of heights.
Oof.
And like Skywise is like, oh, like, come on. You walked a tree branch no wider than this. Like, trust. And he's like, yeah, but the fall wasn't that far down. A tree is not nearly close to this. So basically what the trial is they have to walk this narrow walkway between these 2 rock pillar structure things, touch the sun thingy, the stun structure, and then come back without aid. That's basically what it is, okay? That's what the challenge is. And it's very windy that day. So basically Cutter's first go didn't go so well, and he was starting to lose balance, and then he came back. So yeah, it was not fun. And so Pike is like, this is a stupid ass test. Like I wouldn't do it for anything, and like just like turns back to Lita, you know? And Cutter's like, if I die for you, like what would be the sense? You know, like, and Skywise is like, don't apologize. You tried. What more would she expect? And so Lita's like, Father, this is not right. And so her dad is like, oh, you seemed very troubled about this. Like, were you hoping that Cutter's humiliation would soothe you? Like, what's going on here? And so Rayek is like, look, Lita, like, I could do this no problem. Like, his arrogance is really fucking showing. And so he's walking the path, and keep in mind, it's very windy. It's very windy. And so, okay, now you can go to the next thing.
Next.
There you go. He falls off. He loses balance, and he's holding by a thread on this thing. And so, Cutter's like, oh shit, like he can't, like his magic, he can't use it to float himself up. I'm like, oh shit. And so basically, Cutter locks the fuck in, and he's like, okay, let me like try to get like let me try to grab your hand. And so, Lita learns of Cutter's like soul name or whatever the fuck it's called. It's like a whole thing. It's a whole thing.
Yeah.
the whole thing. Don't worry about it. And so basically, she, she's just like, oh shit, I know this guy's name, like this like soul name now. Oh shit. And so basically, Cutter helps Rayek up, and obviously, like everyone's like a little bit worried that one wrong move, they're both gonna fucking die, And so basically, Cutter helps him up, and everything like that. And so basically, he uses Rayek uses some of his abilities to hurt Cutter because he's like, "How fucking dare you, man? Fuck you," and everything like that. And Skywise is pissed. He's has his blade towards Rayek's back, and he's like, "He saved your worthless fucking hide, and this is how you're gonna fucking treat him, assholes." Mm-hmm. And so Sava is like, "Oh, trust me, you will do nothing to help. Trust." And so basically, Cutter locks the fuck in again, and he finishes the challenge. He touches the sun thing and comes back. Yay! Everyone's happy besides Rayek. He is pissed. And he runs away. He's like, damn it!
Out there, Day.
I know! Come on, you lost fair and square, dude. It's fine. It's okay to lose. I personally don't like losing, and no one likes to lose, but it's okay to lose, okay? Someone should tell that to our president. What? Who said that? Anyways. So basically, Cutter's like, oh, what was he afraid of, Sava? And she was like, oh, of loss. He was scared of losing. I mean, there must be a first in everything, and now you're here. So, And so Lisa's like, I don't give a shit. Rayek is still my friend. I love him and I care for him. And so her father is like, oh, that wouldn't come for him now, bestie. Trust. And so she still won't accept Cutter's affections no matter what, So yeah, she's very fuck you, bitch. Fuck you. So that wasn't fun. That wasn't fun at all. But anyways, so yeah, so Cutter is getting teased by Skywise because that's their whole dynamic. I love them so much. If I cosplay anyone from this damn book, I know exactly who, and I'll get to it later. So, can you go to the next picture?
Yep. Dear.
Giorni! Just kidding. She can't get Cutter out of her head. It's crazy.
It's almost like they live rent free,
Let me quench my thirst real quick.
Go for it.
Which
is setting a record here, audience. Let that be known.
Well, yeah, the last time I set this record was when it was my birthday and I talked about all 4 issues of the North Star minis. So,
Yeah.
Anyways, so she wakes up after she hears a wolf howl, and so she's like, "Oh, I'm curious. What's going on here?" So she finds the wolf riders and everything like that. And they start telling a story about their people and everything like that. It's great because there are some young ones in the group. 2 small children. One of them is literally breastfeeding. It's great. Pop off. So we get introduced to a character named Bearclaw. Right, he was the previous leader of the group, and also happens to be Cutter's father. Yay! It was cool. It was cool as hell.
Yep.
Okay. And we also learn of another character named Joyleaf, who is Cutter's mom, like his mother. They were cool. They were great together. They were sweet. It was awesome. I'm not gonna get too much into it. There's a lot to talk about, and we're way past the 2-hour mark. It's great.
I know. We still have one more book to talk about this afterwards. So yeah.
Trust me, I know. Anyways, so yeah, Lisa's listening in. She's curious. She's like, ooh, I wonder what's happening up there. So, fuck. Let me turn the goddamn page. And so, yeah, we get a flashback. Yay! A flashback to when Bearclaw and Joyleaf were originally leading the crew. Right? They were hanging out. They were all chilling. But there happened to be a monster somewhere. And, killing some of them. And one of them, well, they first find a dead animal, and then their healer, I don't remember what his name was, but that's okay, that's on me, is killed. Yay! Oh no! Can you go to the next picture?
Right there.
Yeah, this monster is beating people up, and unfortunately, some did not make it with this initial going,
Mm-hmm.
And so Bear Claw is like, "Oh, we gotta ditch, we gotta run." So yeah, we do learn that Joyleaf was unfortunately murdered by this monster. Not fun. May she rest in peace. And so Bear Claw's obviously pissed off. He's like, I must kill this beast. I must avenge her, with all this other stuff. And so like some of the rest of the crew is like, okay, wait a minute. Okay, so like we can't, we gotta like think about this for a second, okay? Like we have every right to avenge her dead and everything, but we need to think of a plan and everything. And Bear Claw is obviously out for blood over here. And he's like, I decide what rights are yours. I am the fucking chief. Either do as I say or send me to Joyleaf's side. I do not give a shit. Like, who wants to cross me? Any of you? And so basically, Cutter is like, okay, the others must go back. I agree, but I'm coming with you. There is nothing you can do about it. And so Bear Claw's like, okay, that's fine by me. He doesn't say it, but you could tell by his eyes. You could tell by his facial expression.
Yeah.
And so basically, Cutter's like, okay, Tree Stump, if I don't come back, you are now chief. Okay, and take the tribe far away from here. If we don't survive, deal? Cool.
Mm-hmm.
And so basically, he also tells his wolf and his father's wolf to like stay back. It's not safe for them. And so they're looking around. They're trying to find any evidence of this. They find some skull. They find a skull. It's not all great. Just kidding. It's not all great. They're finding evidence, but unfortunately, Cutter couldn't keep his eyes open because he is still very much a young lad at this point. And so basically, Bear Claw goes out on his own to find this beast and kill it. Okay. And so unfortunately, Cutter wakes up and is trying to find his dad, basically. And we basically see him all bloodied and about to die and everything like that. And so basically, before he dies, he announces that Cutter is now the new leader of the tribe and everything, gives him his sword, and unfortunately, he passes away. So, R.I.P. Bear Claw. Rest in peace. So many people die in the first 4 fucking issues.
Aww.
Wild.
How do you do that?
So basically, the wolves ended up following them because of course they would, and basically take Bear Claw's body away to proper funerary stuff. And so basically, the next morning, Cutter announces to Tree Stump that his father is dead, and Cutter is made the new tribe leader. Basically gives him a half ponytail, a half updo, as the sign that he is now leader. Okay, no one else can have this hairdo apparently. That's fine by me. Okay, basically they have to think of a plan. They thought of a net, and you might be wondering why the fuck is a net important. Well, they gotta pin down the beast. Okay, so they make the net. Cutter was able to wake it up and to get it out of the cave, and everything like that. Cutter runs away from the monster. Boom, down goes the net, and then Cutter kills the beast by stabbing it in the eyeball in the name of his parents, who unfortunately died because of this beast.
Oh,
yay!
There you go. You got avenged.
They killed him. And so back to now. Tree Stump notices that Lita was watching the entire time because of course he would notice that. So yeah, fun times. Anyways, next issue. Yay, we're almost done. I promise.
Yeah, we're about to be hitting the 2.5 hour mark, which
I am sorry. I'm talking as fast as I can. We cut to the next day, and we see that Redlands has the ability to make seeds grow into sprouts pretty fucking easily, make plants grow and everything. Yay! And so basically, remember those 2 giant rock things that for the 3rd challenge? Well, we're back there, but just Skywise and and Lita's father and everything like that. And so Skywise is like, why don't you have her restore your sight? She could do that, I think. I don't know if she can. And he's like, oh, I learned so much more than to like just use my sight for everything. I have my other senses. Call me fucking Daredevil, I guess. Just kidding.
Yeah.
Just kidding. I'm kidding. He's like, I don't need it. Okay. And so basically he's like, I interpret the sun's voice for my people so that we may live in harmony. And so Skywise is like, wait, you called the sun a star. I mean, it would be interesting if all stars are suns. Skywise, I'm gonna hold your hand when I tell you this. All stars are suns. And all suns are stars. Minus like comets, but we don't talk about that. We're not talking about that.
Yeah.
So yeah. We also cut back to some of the other elves, they're just chilling out and everything like that. And they're all talking about how Cutter hasn't eaten in a few days, barely have slept and everything, because he keeps thinking about Lita. What a thunk. What a thunk.
Yeah. Yep.
Are you curious to know what Cutter's real name is?
That's not his real name? Oh, what is it?
Cutter's not his real name. His real name is Tam.
Tam or Tim?
Tam. Tam.
Oh, okay. Tam. Okay.
Tam.
Cutter
yeah.
Tam. All right.
Well, we're just going to call him Cutter for the sake of this conversation, okay? It sounds cooler. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, it does.
So, we also learn of these, like, weird horse things and everything like that, who are, most of the time, are pretty wild, but, it's all good. And then when they, like, trample through, they got to get out of the way. Because, like, you don't want to get trampled and everything like that. And obviously, Lita's still not taking Cutter's advances and everything like that. So fun. And so guess what? Shen pulls up and she's like, hey, we're off to fetch lizard eggs. Before the day grows too high, we'll see you later. Cutter leaves and everything like that. And so Nightfall goes to check up on Lita. And she's like, hey, girl to girl, how can I help you in any way? And so Lita's like, out of everyone in your tribe, like, are you my friend? And Nightfall's like, yeah, like, you saved Red Lance's life. Like, I'll never forgive that. And so Lita's like, so you must tell me, what is your soul name? Like, I must know what it means. And so basically, before any explanation of what that means can be said, we hear a loud-ass rumble. And so basically, Scouter is like, wait, I gotta go see what's up. Guys. I'll be right back. Trust. And so basically, Scout, remember those like wild horse things I told you about? Well, they're here. They're pulling up. Okay, they're fast. They come in a large horde. It's kind of like the Lion King up in here. Someone gonna die. Just kidding. No one dies.
Gotcha.
And so Scouter's like, oh shit, I gotta tell the whole squad. And so basically, he tells the whole squad what's gonna go down. And so yeah, that's not fun. And so basically, Skywise is like, oh, that doesn't mean, like, just because they're pulling up doesn't mean we're in danger. We just gotta get them out of the way, right? And everything like that. So, yeah, basically, they're all trying to figure out a plan. And so Lita's like, well, like, what do you expect? What do you expect? A net? And Cutter's like, how does she know about the net? How does she know about that? Girl, come on.
Yeah.
And so basically, they're like, okay, the wolves are coming down. Let's get a net going. Yeah, let's go. And so basically, Dewshine, who's another one of the wolf riders, is like, look what I found about the ropes. Like, it'll help us out. And so Lita's like, wait, like, you're gonna go with them? Like, but it's not a maiden's place to. And so she's like, I don't give a fuck. Shame on you. Okay, I can do whatever I want. Pop off. I love her.
Yeah.
And so basically the wolf riders are setting off, and Skywise gives Cutter like this scarf thing, and he's like, oh, it's from Lita. Like, she said you're hot-headed enough as it is. I fucking love Skywise. I think he's my favorite member here. Okay, he's my favorite one. He's sassy. I love him. And so the wolf riders pull up. Okay, and so they go to like these horse thingies. I don't remember their fucking names. That's my fault. So yeah, they're gonna chase after them and everything. I'm gonna go to the next picture. Like I said, don't worry, I'm almost finished. Okay, that's the one where Cutter gets the monster out. Yes, can you go to the next picture? There you go.
There.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Having
That's a
fun.
poster-worthy picture right there. I'll say that.
Oh yeah, it's great. Give me that as a poster. I'm putting that shit on my wall. I'll make room. I know my room is small. I'll make room. Anyway, so they were able to turn these creatures away from like the herd away from the village and everything like that. So yay! Yeah, not all of the wolf riders like went to go do this. You know, some of them did stay behind. Mostly Rain Song and her family and everything like that, because you know, why not? Got 2 young kids, of course. You know, I get it. And everything like that. And like Lita is upset. Okay? She's upset and she confides in Saba like about everything, you know. She's like, no, like what the fuck? I don't want to be in love with this guy, but I kind of am, but I don't want to be. And Saba's like, okay, you two were drawn together for a reason. Okay, so there's gotta be a way. Okay, and then she's like, Lisa's like, but he is so rough, like, and he's kind of like a barbarian and everything. Like, what kind of father would he be? And so Saba's like, okay, well, what kind of mother would you be? Think about it. And she's like, wow, damn. And she's like, well, okay, well, I gotta think about this. So yeah, basically, someone calls over Saba, you know, and we see Cutter and some of the crew with one of like those like horse thingies. I'm just gonna call them horses, okay? That's kind of what they are. Be like, hey, look what I got for you! Yeah, and everything like that. And Saba was able to like kind of domesticate the horse and everything like that. I know they have a name. I just don't remember the name, unfortunately, for the sake of me. Anyways, so yeah, they're like, yeah, we did it. Yeah, Lita's having a crisis over here, but it's fine. So basically, Scouter and Dusshine are like looking after this horse, like the horse, you know, and everything like that. They get a rope around it. Unfortunately, it goes wrong, and Scouter is like tied to the horse and everything like that. And Dusshine does her best to like help him out, you know. And unfortunately, since the horse is like goes wild, you know, and she unfortunately hits her head on a rock. And so Lisa's like, oh shit, let me go grab her real quick. Hold on. Trying to run away from the horse at the same time, you know. And luckily, the horse gets shot by one of the wolf riders. I don't remember which one, but it doesn't matter. But don't worry, Dusshine will be fine. She'll be fine when she wakes up, because, you know, Lita's a healer and everything like that. Yeah, so don't worry. She's fine. Dusshine is fine, guys. To anyone who's a Dusshine fan, I know y'all exist. I don't know where y'all exist. Sound off in the comments, please. So basically, after she is healed, Lita's like, wait, where's Cutter? And Skywise, being the best boy, is like, oh yeah, he's gone. Like, and so Lita's like, what? Like, that foolish barbarian, he misunderstood everything. And so Skywise is like, does he? You made it pretty clear. You don't care if he stays or goes. And so she's like, you stargazing oof. Like, you oaf. Like, you must be as thick-witted as he is. Like, out of my way. And she goes to, like, catch up to Cutter. And he's like, bitches. I win. And so basically, they end up chit-chatting. Yay. Well, they walk and talk. You can multitask and everything like that. And so basically they're talking about like, oh, what they would and what they wouldn't do, you know. She won't like hang out in a cave, you know, all day and like hang out with wolves at night. And Cutter's like, I won't eat cooked meat, which is like, okay, bestie, pop off, I guess. I would prefer cooked meat, especially chicken. Yeah, no, I want that shit cooked. And she's like, oh, I still don't like you very much. Like, and Cutter's like, we're too different. Maybe we'll refuse recognition and everything. And so Cutter's also like, Ray probably would have been a better life mate than me, but whatever. And she's like, you can barely think of yourself. Like, don't think for me. And so Cutter's like, if it makes you feel any better, I'm not sure I can live without you. Like, this fucking sucks ass. And so basically, she calls him by his real name. And he's like, wait a fucking minute. Pause. And so basically, she hugs him from behind. And she's like, dang, I understand everything now. Like, I understand you. Like, I understand what a soul name is and everything like that. I'm not getting into it today. We're far into this. and everything like that. And so he's like, wait, I searched for your soul name and I've only found like Lita only. And so she's like, oh yeah, except for Saba, my people have all forgotten how to send it. So unfortunately, we can't really do that, but it's fine and everything like that. And so basically, he helps her onto his wolf and everything, and they're still chit chatting, and they start to bond a little bit. Yay! I'm almost done. I promise. I'm almost done. So basically, the wolf starts running away. Like his name's Night Runner, and he's like, "Oh, hang on, Lita. If he tries to bite him back and everything." Can you go to the next picture? So basically,
the last picture.
Yeah, the last picture for now. If you guys want, I don't have to do that last bit of story. I'll just give a quick synopsis on it. So basically,
this is the last story. This is the last topic of the day. So no.
Yeah, okay, I'm so sorry, guys. Yeah. I'm doing as fast as I can. Basically, it's Cutter and Lita have a night together and everything, and Lita's father finds them in the morning and everything like that, and basically Saba finds Rayek later on and is like, yo, what's up? Like, everyone misses you at the thing. And he's like, nah, I must find my own way and everything like that. I'll see you later. And Saba's like, well, see you later. And so basically we ended off with everyone having a party and everything like that. Lita and Cutter are now finally a couple and everything. And so basically they're shown a bush of dream berries, thanks to Redlands, because remember the thing with plants and everything like that. And yeah, they're having a good time. Some of them are partying it up. Some of them have coupled together. Skywise got multiple ladies, so that's fun. And so that's basically where the next thing is. I'm just going to give a quick synopsis. So basically, Cutter is hanging out with his 3 ladies, and everything like that. And one of them, like, they all want to be Skywise's, like, life mate or whatever, but one of them really wants it, unfortunately, but he can't choose one. He's having too much fun and everything. So basically, Lita tells her, like, that one girl, I forgot her name, but I'm trying to go through this fast as I can. So, like, basically just, like, confess her actual feelings and everything. And that's basically where it ends. I'm so sorry for taking so much of your guys' time. Go read Elfquest. You can read it on their website. Go listen to Wendy Peeney's Mask of the Red Death. Go enjoy yourself with that as well. That's gay as hell. Yeah, I'm so sorry for taking so long. I tried to do this as quick as I can. Yeah, sorry guys. I tried.
Because at the end of the day, gravity.
Yeah.
I was talking so bad.
Take a victory sip of water, which
I'm drinking Arizona iced tea. Fuck you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh god.
Yeah, that was a record, audience. That was a record.
I'm so sorry that took so long.
It's okay. But alright then, audience. Yeah. Thank you for joining us for our special Monday night reviews.
Yes.
So, see you next week.
Play that end.
May the news give us better luck next time.